Okay, welcome back. We're on day 2 of our full day budget session.
You know, I used to get an
Back to
hour. Used to get an hour for lunch. I don't have to file agreements with my union skirt.
We sit in the car. You got an extra half an hour yesterday.
What page are we on?
That's true.
Yeah, you should have only got 30 minutes today. You got an extra half hour yesterday.
No, I was here early yesterday.
Can't win.
Sales
31. Can't win. What did you say, 32?
33 in there.
31.
32,
Hold on,
Oh, I thought you already did.
32, 31.
we gotta do clerks. We haven't done clerks. We gotta do
Oh,
clerks.
I thought we did that.
I'm glad you were worried about me though.
I know.
I was out search
He
party.
thought you were bringing us lunch.
So that,
I left the pizza in the car.
clerical amount is 11,539 with the 26 pays based off of what they paid this year.
Five, it went down.
Well, remember they're paying a half and they can't afford it out of here.
Oh.
So some of this is paid out of general. And then the social security is 680 or 863, 883, 883. Rest is yours.
Travel, 200. I do have a, direct preservation, that decreased at 0. Other than that, there's no changes from last year.
I'd say we leave the same,
Look like they're kind of spending most of that.
since they cut one out, once they get work. Trying,
So as far as that, we're pretty good. It's one that, you know, it's fee-based, so it kind of depends on how it goes in there. So with that right around 13, 14 is what we need to be.
What is that?
What's your new total?
New
Oh, the
total.
new total is 13,822.
budget will handle it, or the account will.
Next, we have the recorder's record perpetuation. And that's
That's already,
not a budgeted,
nope. 'Cause you guys approved this a couple of months ago, right?
yeah.
Just recently.
Sales disclosure,
So we put the amount for records for picture.
Same as there's no change
No change. No change
on records.
What was 35 and a half paid? No.
No, because they've already approved it, and I don't know what her hourly rates and everything are. She's obviously got that figured out there for her part-times. Yep, so sales disclosure. The deputy salary, that's the exact same. Nothing changed on this from last year, just the $1 an hour, retirement and social security, so all that's the same. And we are good there on, revenue to expenditures.
emergency planning, right to know. Actually, that didn't change the total,
Exact same budget from last year.
but how, that can't be, because some of these increase, that one decreased though.
I think he
Just-
offset,
it
changed
just
it to
happened.
different
It's-
areas, yeah.
200 increase,
The telephone decrease,
400 increase,
Equipment
50 increase. There's a decrease.
They offset each other.
telephone,
Office
went from
supplies,
1,000 to 0.
office
Travel
supplies
about
went
$50.
from,
Went up.
Equipment's up to
that went
50.
up,
They all went up.
No, they didn't.
Well, we're,
Telephone went to 0.
oh, okay.
0.
Travel went to 0.
Oh, okay, that's how we're getting it. Okay.
So I think it just offset them. Whoever did that.
Oh, amount stays the same. I was gonna look for funding real quick. It's not in order. Yep, and we're okay
No
on
change
revenue.
there.
Okay on revenue there too.
Enhanced access,
Deputy salary, 3710, or actually it stayed the same. All of those did.
Because they're just the
I've got a
dollar.
note here, that says it's can't change it, it's already been adopted, that's not this page.
I think she does her enhanced and perpetuate, and her records perpetuation. I think you're right. Yep, both of them. You guys did.
So it's what number?
I might have wrote my note down the wrong page.
I think she said this one, that the one that they have to use to redact all that, like social security numbers and confidential information, is what this fund's for.
Nope, that's the next one. Education security.
Oh, no, it's not. She has her own fund.
You go, so what does this budget?
Yep, but she brought all these to you. Her funds she brings to you, brought to you already. So they're good and they're in line with revenue. And then the identification, security protection, same way. She already brought this to you. So. 6,400. That's plugging along.
I hit something. You're like, oh, thanks.
Local road and street.
There's no change there,
No
but
change.
what's he? Looks like he doesn't spend all that, does he?
But is this one that they
I think
moved
that has
on?
a fairly
I think-
decent balance, doesn't it?
Local road and street, 1169, let me look. Current balance is current cash balance is $698,313.36. Appropriation, was 420 for this year. They have receipted in $251,803.69 and expended $211,781.07. So.
Local income tax, public safety, sheriff.
Social security, 4483, insurance 0, holiday pay, 2539, lieutenant, 56058.
Can you do holiday pay?
2539.
The pension,
And there's
you
no
can't mess
insurance?
with, Kelly,
I'm sorry.
the pension would have to be,
There's
is
no
what it
insurance
is.
from
We
last
have
year?
budgeted.
That's what you guys
Where?
decide to have in
Remember,
there.
it's
I know you
paid out
take it out of a couple of different
State
places.
health.
Or that's paid out of sheriff, remember sheriff?
Correct.
The,
Last year, all
Or
these
this one,
weren't, and then all of a sudden they are, but we're not increasing.
This is the deputy's sheriff's pension.
So is that trouble?
There's another 50-some thousand
We got a system.
elsewhere.
Yeah,
They were
Commissioner's-
all-
Commissioner's budget, I think.
Well, it doesn't look
Yeah,
like
there's
it. Look.
3 different
66,000
funds. I
last
pulled that out of to pay that.
That's
This year.
commissioners.
Yeah, we
Is one of
There's
them.
one there,
year. Now
this
you moved
one,
in.
And then
and,
probably
Yeah, it was budgeted
local
last year.
public safety,
Don't worry about that.
or is that,
Where'd it go?
I think
well, that's what
theirs-
this is.
I think they're budgeting theirs out of,
Where's this insurance coming from? The
Kelly, where's
budgeted
the
this year,
sheriff's?
now it's not.
Where's the insurance, yeah. Cause last year we budgeted 66. I get so confused with these insurance, let me see.
I mean, this year it's coming out, so. Any ideas?
It should come out of this one. Yeah, I don't know why it's got a 0 there. 1 second.
It is. They're not spending that much.
We don't. Well, it can't be 0, it has to be somewhere.
they did the same thing in their 11s, in their, jail. They did the same thing.
Was it on there for this year? From last year?
It was budgeted last year.
I'm looking at that to see it. What location is that? Oh, 05. Is it 05?
Sheriff is 05 and the jail is 380.
Looks like both are at the same time. We're paying it this year. I don't know why it's not in the budget.
I mean, it shows we are. Did they maybe hear other people laugh, so they didn't? Yeah, that's pretty significant.
That's not. Hey, Alan. Okay, so we're looking at lit public safety. Last year, you guys had 66,000 budgeted for insurance, and I looked up and we've been paying it out of there this year, but you don't have anything budgeted for next year in that line item.
Jail and sheriff.
Jail and sheriff.
I don't think the pension was what, most of the wages.
So last year, you had 66,000 budgeted in lit public safety for both the sheriff and the jail. And it's being paid out of there this year, but you have them in zero
Two new deputies
For
were there last year.
both this year.
But maybe he didn't
Is that
have
an oversight?
Maybe he didn't know if he's gonna get.
So
$23,000 increase.
You asked him about the pension, right?
we're on lit, public safety sheriff right now. So group insurance.
I mean, it's significant percent.
Okay, so that was for general on all the other departments, but the ones that pay out of a different fund, yes. Because it shows up, because we have to do a transfer, so we gotta, okay, so keep it at the 66.
Why is pension so bad
Asked
for?
about why pension went up so much on that.
Yeah. Just the general, yeah, the ones that, so like, we have a group insurance line, but it's paid out of commissioners, in the general. But if it's paid out of a different fund other than general, it still stays, but anybody that it's paid out of general all comes out of commissioners. And then the other question they have is why the increase from 65,000 to 88 on sheriff pension?
Went up 30,000 the year before that. Never. Yeah, we spent 35,000. No, we're in 20.
So is that pension pay the life insurance and pension? That 88? So they're saying it's for the two new deputies that they added on. And then there has been an increase in the life insurance expenses that is also paid out of that line item of sheriff pension.
They weren't on the pension plan last year.
And then they decided to do that here with ours, with the correctional officers, with the deputies' life insurance. And that's what they decided to do that.
Okay.
Something outside of what the county.
Is this outside of what the county offers?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're on their separate, they're on their own.
Yeah, they're on their
For
own.
life and retirement.
Every other county employee fell under the life insurance plan that the county enjoys. Ours comes from our pension plan.
Okay.
So I can only assume that the increase to the triple indemnity had an impact on the county's minimum contribution.
Okay. All right, does that answer everybody's question? Okay,
So we're gonna add the 66,000 back?
yes. All right,
Yeah, Chris, the minimum county contribution for 2025 is 152,201. The other portion of this is paid from two different places. One from the commissioners and the other from process of service through that is collected at the clerk's office.
okay, so yes, I remember that, yeah, okay. So this meets our minimum contribution.
Yeah, 2025 minimum county contribution, yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
We have to add that in. Add 66,000 on group insurance.
Uniforms, $850, I guess. Okay,
And there's a lot of line items for uniforms.
Did you get all the other new numbers from Joe?
And then that extra 11,000 additional, looks like it's something new.
Policy, procedure, regulation.
We gonna put that 88,000 in that he's requesting?
I guess it has
We
to
have
stay.
to
It's the minimum, they're meeting the minimum.
meet the minimum,
It's funded in. you said
three different places,
there's
three different places.
I know
Some's out of
50
the clerk fees, then the other, some's out of general, and then some's here.
of the commissioners by the budget in the general.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other one's where?
Out of clerk fee, clerk,
I can't remember what that
What
fund
is
is right now,
it's one of the 8 ones, isn't it? The 8,
So we don't have a
900s?
option on that.
something like
Yes,
that.
no.
Yeah,
Worry about that.
is it with our 4E? Is that what it is?
So this is increasing.
No.
I have it wrote down, but yeah.
This one.
Alright, so that totals 4 through 10. Make sure I've got everything in there for 466, 55, 39, 56, 88, 228, comma 930.
That one's in the wrong direction.
Oh.
We're trying to go the other way.
So,
Income tax.
okay, so let me think about this. Our other 1170s commissioner and all that, since we added 66 in there, we're gonna have to cut 66 out somewhere. You see, because we didn't cut in those little adjustments, we just add, so within, there's 3 pages or 3 parts of lit public safety. There's sheriff, commissioners, and jail. And we're gonna have to add it in jail as well, so we're probably not gonna be able to do that yet. We'll have to wait till after March. You see what I'm saying? Because we can't raise it.
$132,000.
We can't raise $132,000 because we have to cut somewhere else within that. So we'll probably have to leave those at 0 until March
Do 132,000 additional.
and which would be honestly no different than what we're doing now. But because we submitted this on September 1st, August 30th, at a 0, we can't go any higher. Now let me look at where we are.
It's not in commissioner.
Huh?
It doesn't show it was here.
It's in Commissioners General. Oh, Commissioners General.
A new employee.
55,000.
Or we
No,
talking about-
she's talking about the
55,000 sheriff pension out of
sheriff pension.
general.
So we just need the difference? You're saying we need 88 there too?
We need both. No, we have 55 in general, and we need 88 here. We take out of those plus the other fund to cover the pension.
To make up the
So
hard
why are you
bits.
saying we need 2? Oh, because the jail doesn't have it.
We're talking about 2 different
I
things.
got you. You were
So I'm
saying.
talking about, we can't add that, we can't just
Yeah.
add that 66 in there right now,
Mhm.
because remember, we can't go any higher. The only way we'd be able to add 66 right now is if we cut 66
Somewhere else within these 3.
within those 3. So we're not gonna be able to add the group insurance in unless we try. I'm just throwing this out here. We know that public safety has been pretty harsh we don't have a whole lot. I had to get a loan. Unless we try to fund that out of general, like with the zeros in there. Do you see what I'm saying? And right now, he had a zero in there because he heard me say at the department head meeting,
Figured that's what it was.
put a zero in there, but I was talking to the ones that are not funded, if you're funded out of general, put a zero because it comes out of the commissioner's budget in general. He took it as put a zero in there for group insurance. So here's the whole thing. We can try and leave it as it is and try to fund that out of group, out of the million that we have, which will take some pressure off of public safety right now because public safety,
And wait till that's expended and then come back for an additional. Don't just automatically come back for it, just see what we have
so
and how far it goes.
I think
I
that's
would
the best way.
recommend
I like
putting
that
a zero.
recommendation.
because then we've got all of the insurance other than health.
Are we adding the new jail officer?
Well, actually, I don't know. I was
I mean, he budgeted 2 places, didn't
We
he?
budgeted 2 places.
And we took it out of the first one.
Yep.
So it's still here in public safety.
Yeah. So for public safety sheriff, you guys good with keeping that 66 at 0, because we're gonna have to no matter what. Fund it out of general commissioners and see how the year goes. Because that'll take some relief off of
I think that's the way
lit
to do it.
public safety. So then that,
It's not my preference, but we'll do that.
okay. 162,
You
930.
okay with it, Gail?
Don't you see-
David?
162,
930.
I'm okay with it.
You too?
Chris,
One more
162 what?
Not, 162, 930 is the total, putting that
But
66
don't just
at
come in
0.
March, just wait and see how far that goes.
Wait and see how it goes, yeah.
It won't just be them. I mean, we
No.
added Parks and Rec and, so
Parks and Rec,
we'll have
yeah.
an overall idea.
We'll see it.
Freeze up
Full
a couple
picture.
$1,000.
We'll see a full picture
We'll see
there.
if we actually
That works
need
for
to.
me.
Here, a little there.
Let's have a good year.
I'll just have 2.
You never know.
Okay, local into public safety commissioner. This is where we have the equipment, the 35,000, the ambulance lease at 3, ambulance service at 60, and dispatch at 86,000.
That 3,000 going into that lease account.
If we don't,
Remember, we did 7, so last year we did 7 out of general
and
and
3,
3 out of here, because we had to kind of minimize it
Oh, for
back
that
to that, for that 10. So you've got 60 budgeted in general right now for ambulance lease, so with this puts it at 63. But, I mean, and then everything else is the same as what you've done in the last 2 years. 22 or 23 budget and 24 budget for equipment, ambulance service, and that out of lit public safety. And remember, lit public safety is pretty much one of those funds that we're spending every penny.
we've only got, what, 600, 700,000 to spend.
Yeah, we're spending pretty much every penny. This is another one too, that I would like to break down to different funds where you'll have lit, county commissioners, lit, where you can, this is another one where I look at that balance and I can't really see, okay, how much is jail, how much is sheriff, how much is there? I'd like to really
See, they got,
get the blessing
we
of
got
that.
equipment in here for 35,000. That's
But
for
we
the
want to create
hospital.
a fund.
Huh?
But we want to create a
Yeah, I
fund to
mean,
move
it does
that,
no good, I mean, if we,
To keep it.
to keep
like
it.
they say right now, they don't need to
And we don't
buy
want
any
to say just
equipment.
use it or lose it, then they'll just buy something they don't maybe necessarily.
That's where an ordinance
Have
needs to
to
come
have.
into play.
Yeah,
So what I would do, or what I would
I think the
recommend,
3,000 should be moved somewhere. In
Because-
one of the two.
pretty much this is all, create a lit EMS fund where, you're putting that money back. You can do line items within that account.
And we can make that account encumberable.
Mhm. Yep.
Word. It's-
See, all of these, the only one, cash balances stay in every fund. So general stays in there. But when you're doing appropriations at the general, if you're appropriating general funds at the beginning of the year or the end of the year, they zero out. And then the first of the year start over new. But if you create a fund like this, just like this lit public safety fund, the money stays in there. But I would kind of break that out and do a lit public safety county commissioners, a lit public safety jail, a lit public safety, just where it's.
So this being a 1170 fund, it stays in there.
Sorry, I missed you. What'd you say?
By this being 1170, the money's in here, stay in here.
Yep, I can tell you what the balance is. Sorry, I'll let you in. I can tell you what the balance is in 1170 right now, but I can't tell you, okay, it would take me a little bit of time to, yeah.
Oh,
Because it just gets dumped in there and then it's separated by account line item and then you've got to go expenditure, how much did they had spent out of that receipt,
well, does your account line items remain the same? They carry over? They don't do they? It's
No.
just the total
just the total.
within that 1170.
So right now we have $179,117 in there and 43 cents. We have receipted in this year we have receipted in 808,855 and we have expended 630,916.39.
And the reason why you.
Do you want to hear what the carry forward balance
Well,
was?
the reason you received in 808 is because you got that supplemental distribution in there, right?
Mhm.
Has to be, because
The
normally you
supplemental.
don't only get 600 or something.
Yep. And yes.
Which it was
you're
pretty
exactly right.
sizable. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. 280, 380?
Yeah, something like that.
380. Our ending balance last year in public safety was $1,178.30.
And that's why you end up borrowing
That's why I had to borrow at the beginning of the year.
March or whenever it was.
So we literally just,
When does this account get money? Or did it just whenever the state decides?
It's a monthly.
to-
monthly,
Monthly.
Oh, it does
monthly
come in
lit
monthly.
distribution.
They all come in monthly.
Yeah, lit and edit come in monthly.
So this ambulance equipment, all that we just funded with the ARP money. So an ambulance, Furno cot, life packs, Lucas machines, video laryngoscopes, GIS, Cradle Point, all of that. If you take the lifespan and you break it down per year, how much you'd have to set aside, it's about $85,000 a year. And then that would cover as things come up, as things are end of life, we put back $85,000 a year. We would be real close to, that's for one ambulance. I mean, if you want to add another one, then that's another $40,000 a year, because we're planning on like a 5-year lifespan.
So
So
right here, you only got like 40,000.
for one, that's what I said, for one. If you want to do two or get them on rotation, or, if you want to do a lease, that would change this, but this is just with one ambulance and every 5 years, which we need more of a rotation, but that's with all of this equipment, with the lifespans that they have. It's about
We did budget
85,000.
for an ambulance lease somewhere too, didn't we, for
General,
60, wasn't it?
general, commissioners general.
So you get that 60
Well,
plus,
ambulance lease, hold on, ambulance lease, we budgeted 60 in general.
right. And then
Commissioners.
ambulance service, we got 60 here plus 225 in general. What I'm saying is,
That's a subsidy, yeah.
right, that's a subsidy, but what you're saying is like on equipment, we do have,
Equipment, that's one ambulance, but
Right.
that's giving you an idea about $85,000 a year. If we put that aside, then we'll have, when we need, in 8 years, when we need life packs, all 4 again.
but right here, we've got 40,000, which they don't plan on spending for equipment, right? Or for a lease.
They didn't ask for it.
I didn't ask for it.
And then the ambulance lease, we got 60. Are they gonna use that this year?
We need to look at getting
I know.
another one on order.
But I'm saying if we
If
had
we
an
don't-
They
ordinance,
didn't ask for it, but we
if
can
we had
set
an
up a
ordinance, that would
fund.
all be
Yes,
building in there.
yes, where it doesn't just go back or we have to encumber it and all that stuff. We do need to do that. I think we're pretty clear that we need to do that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of.
But,
A lot of ordinances.
I'm just giving you an idea, if you had one ambulance. I mean,
Right.
if you had another one, it's another 40,000.
Right.
If you had another one, it's another 40,000. But that's a
That you're
year.
trying to build.
That's a year,
each year.
yes. If you set that aside, then you should have adequate, unless they want something brand new or something that's outside of the scope of what they already use, we should have money when those big expenditures come
You know
up. We
that
should
there'll
have
be
money.
new technology to where there
Well,
will be different.
But this will get us a lot closer than, you know.
I mean, if it's something
Creating a
just-
reserve. for
Yes,
future
that's what I
seed
mean.
money,
It'll,
something
this will
else.
get you real close. You're not gonna be like, oh my, I need 800,000.
So here's an idea. We're getting an ambulance this year, or we've already done that, okay?
March.
So, March, okay? So we've got 60 set aside in general for ambulance lease. What if we changed that to equipment? And so with the 60 and the 35 and the 3 or whatever, you'd have your money for equipment to put back, and then look at going forward.
I thought you're saying that was gonna cover equipment and ambulance.
One ambulance,
One ambulance.
every
But no
5 years.
equipment?
Yeah, equipment and one
Equip's one
ambulance every
ambulance.
5 years, but we're gonna need more than one.
Right.
I mean, we're almost up to par, I think, but we have the new one this year, we have the new one coming in March. But really, if we want two running this is just my opinion,
Right.
if we want two running on the road at all times, we need to have two good backups. Right now, we don't really have that. The third one has like 150 to 170,000 miles. So, and then the other one's worse than that. So
There's
don't-
more than 4 trucks.
there are, but they're not, it just gets worse from there. I'm saying the next best is still not great. So we need to, in my mind, we need to really have 4 good ones, 2 on the road at all times, or figure out what you guys want. You wanna have one doing transports and then the other 2 here, and then one's just a transport machine, whatever that looks like. But I really don't think we need 6 like we have. I mean, I think some of them need to be, you don't get anything out of them. So unless they have a box that's good that we can get in a rotation to redo.
That old truck that sat out here for 2 years is reusable. Everything we got's reusable.
Well, if they all have the boxes, then they are, but some of them may not. I don't know, those boxes that can be redone, they all can't be redone. But we need to look at that and see,
I might have heard
I mean,
that.
I don't know what, yeah, all the boxes can't be redone. They have to be a certain style. But I just think we need to get to where we have 2 good ones. If that's what the service we're gonna ask for is 2 on the road at all times, and then figure out, do you wanna transport one or do you want 2 good backups? I think it's important that we have that, because one goes in the shop, and then if you only have 3, one goes in the shop, you're relying on the 2 that you have, and something goes wrong with one of those, then you're down to 1. That's not good. That's just how I feel. I don't want too many, but I wanna have enough. So I think 4
Their ideal set is to have 5.
is that what they say?
Now, I'm sure it is because of the fact that then you've got a backup for each truck plus a spare in case somebody hits a deer, whatever, you've got the backups. But they've kept that 97 4-wheel drive in dry dock out there at the old, and finally that thing's hit the road.
So technically, we probably need to be looking at another one right away, whether it's a lease or whatever, and whether it's a remount, that saves a lot of money,
Which would basically be like 3
Okay,
new ones.
which would be this.
I would recommend you go on to jail right now. And what I could, no, what I could do is tell you, so I can tell you right now, you guys cut 29,309 from lit sheriff. Okay, so you decreased what we paid this year and what you're gonna pay next year by right under 30,000. If we go to jail and see there, what you're planning to pay on a lit, then we can see what we have freed up and maybe take that and put it for
Where did you say we
EMS.
cut?
You cut 29,309 because remember we took 66,000 group insurance out, but then you increased sheriff and then they added that 11. So that equals out to a decrease. Am I right?
What are we gonna do about the group insurance on the jail?
You're gonna
Same
take
thing.
the same thing. So, hold on, I have to create something. So 162,930. So that's actually, because I went off of what they had, that's 31,266 that you decreased. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so
Tell me more.
in 2024, we paid 194 we budgeted 194,196. Okay,
In what? Tell me.
in lit public safety sheriff.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
with taking out group insurance,
Mm-hmm.
increasing the sheriff's pension, and adding that $11,000 contract on there. Your total for 2025 is 162,930. So if you take 194,196 is what you budgeted in 2024, minus what you're proposing to budget for 2025, that's a difference of $31,266, okay? To the plus. So now, you're really probably not gonna cut anything out of here, out of the EMS stuff, maybe the 3,000s, I don't know. But let's go to jail, see what adjustments you guys are going to make there. And then we can see your total change from 2024 to 2025 in lit. Because remember, it's 3 locations, but one big thing. Now remember, we already took the jail officer out of general, correct?
So it's just if you wanna take it out of this
It's
too.
just if you want to take it out of here too. So,
It's 43,000.
so if we
In
go,
reality, it's a matter of whether or not we want to allow, either deny him a jail officer or go
It's
back
more,
and
it's
put it
more
on
than
the other page.
43,
Mhm.
because you gotta add the 3297, the
Yeah.
4826, the 1989, and the 400.
That's true.
group insurance, let's go to group insurance. So let's look at it with and
$400
without.
Uniform allowance.
Okay, so if you guys look at 2025 requested budget, okay, that total is with the officer, okay?
Yeah.
Did we already give you guys the numbers for the
Nope.
proposed? Okay, Kelly, I'll let you rattle those off.
What are we on, the jail?
Jail,
Page 4.
Lit public safety jail.
we gotta figure out I'll figure out,
So with the jail officer, 41831, 52695, 50452, 41831, group insurance 0, holiday pay 3790, jail corporal 43048, and then jail corporal holiday pay 1950.
How
I
come,
missed something there.
how come 3790 on holiday pay?
Where's retirement?
Social Security.
I'm fixing those right now.
Okay.
I have to figure those out.
Okay.
I'm figuring up social
Yeah,
security.
okay.
Why the holiday goes to 3790?
Because he didn't add the jail officer in on that holiday pay, that was strictly for the,
Okay, so that's only if we
That's just
do
for the
that.
jail officer.
for the corporal, yeah. Well, that includes the, matron, commander,
Well, that's confusing.
or the matron and the jail officer.
There's like 4, right? Matron, commander, jail officer, matron, and then corporal.
Because the matron, the jail commander, they take off the holiday when the holiday's here, so they don't get included in that holiday pay. It's just the jail officer and the jail officer
Okay.
matron that gets the holiday pay.
And you didn't have the matron in there, or you didn't have the officer or
He
one.
didn't have the jail officer added.
What was the jail corporal, the 13001 line account?
43048,
4C3,
048.
Which
And
one
that,
was that?
the jail corporal,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and the jail corporal holiday pay 1950.
All right, so now let me do that.
Kelly? Jail commander, that's Ron.
Yes,
So who is
matron is Katie.
going all the way back to page 22, the jail sergeant? Is that 2 people? Oh, okay, all right, that makes more sense. I was gonna say,
Kelly, you're gonna figure out social security and retirement real quick, make sure we match?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay.
sorry.
That's okay, you're good.
You're gonna do it with the new officer, jail officer, and
So
without?
we know that,
Or without?
we know that this is right. So, okay, so when she figures it up and gives you social security and retirement, make sure the 2 of us match, because I have mine in figures. Then the one in the requested is going to be the expense with, because that's social security and retirement. Did we already give you guys that? Do you guys have your requested total column all filled out?
14,808 or 14,818? No, it's okay.
18,423.
We don't have that.
Because you have it in notes and yellow.
Oh, you want it added?
Together. Yes. That's what you're getting.
It just, mine just says 3297. I don't know what that means. It means add it.
Hold on.
It means if we get that officer, we add that.
That's for the new officer, I think.
That's not gonna be right, it's
No.
26.5 payments.
Chris, what'd you get for social security?
On proposed or the requested? Because I don't think the
I'm looking at proposed.
proposed, I have 18,023.
24.
Okay, but why is it
Yeah,
only
that's just-
$400 difference? I don't think,
I think they figured.
well, I've got a equation in here. And that looks right. So I guess why is it only $400?
And what'd you get for retirement?
Um, Retirement, I got 23,475.
26,387.
I've got, oh, I don't have one in there, hold on. $28,160.
26,387.
41,831, let me make sure I have all these. 41,831, 52,695, 50,452, 41,831. Oh, I didn't have holiday pay in there. That's why those are off. Holiday pay, the 3790. Holiday pay, so that's gonna be plus.
Don't you have to do the 1950? Holiday pay?
Yep, I didn't have that in there.
Oh,
I didn't have holiday pay in my section. Sorry. Yeah, okay, so that's right. Okay, what number did you have?
26,387.
You had an increase in yours, didn't you?
I got 28,585. Okay, so this is, I've got all of them in this one. So we matched on that, right? Okay, so here's this. What have I got? I got social security in there. Look, social security's in there. So that's 8. Telling you, these small screen, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
I'm on AnyDesk. So I'm remoted into my computer at the courthouse. So everything's smaller.
Yeah.
I love AnyDesk, but everything's smaller. And I've got it on full screen, but it makes everything smaller.
Saying we need to get you a pair of binoculars.
No, I
It is
just need to
tiny.
keep these things, but I hate putting them on and then taking
They
them off.
are big.
Is there a way
Put
to
'em
make
on.
it larger?
If you do the yours and part of your screen, so
Yep.
you just have to keep moving it over.
Yeah. Is that right?
I remote in Rhode Island every day.
You have to keep moving if you make it bigger. You have to keep moving, you lose more.
That's a thing.
That's a dang. I'll take that dang. Is that right?
You can call your computer.
Hey,
There's different glasses than yesterday.
Yeah, because you made me feel insecure. You called my other ones big, so
They are big.
small ones. Let's check the proposed or the other one real quick. Because I don't think that, yeah.
Can I do something else now, David?
What do I need to check over there?
David,
Sorry.
Social security and retirement, because you notice that's only
35,000 for
400 different.
Where's it at? I don't see it. In here. The commissioner?
yeah, I think commissioner,
Okay,
I think.
I'm not seeing it. Okay.
No,
Oh, yeah, it is. There it is. It said 50, and I took it down to 35.
yeah, I think that was it.
Okay, I had it crossed out.
Those right, Kelly?
No.
Huh?
Who was that?
I heard a beep.
Must be me.
Must be
Over
you.
here somewhere.
Are you beeping on your phone?
What was that?
Usually it doesn't mean anything.
Don't even know where it's at.
Weather alert.
It's 2:00. Tell me maybe I don't wake up.
Is it your nap time?
There is no met, oh, wait a minute.
Your work block?
Message from David.
Says,
What time you gonna be back, bud?
Where are you?
We just now get that. That did that a long time ago.
About 12:30 you sent that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine goes off like that every now and then. It's like an emergency thing, but it doesn't leave any, I've got it all turned off on my phone. I can't hit the emergency thing here, so.
All right, guys, we're gonna read you the numbers for the requested, and then we're gonna read you the number for proposed and give you the total. And then understand that the requested is with the new officer, and then the proposed is without. Okay, Kelly, I'll let you go.
No.
No? You want me to go?
No, the proposed is with the officer,
With,
with the new jail officer. And
Okay,
the
so just
proposed
scratch
is
all
with
this
the new jail officer.
I don't have, no, because my proposed is less than my requested. So the requested is with, and the proposed is without.
The proposed is with the 26.5 based off of this year's.
So it is still
salary.
with the new officer? Okay. So do you want us to, so that leads me to another question. Do you want me to do it,
Take that out.
Shoot us the figure where you're at with the new officer, since you got that.
with the
figure.
new officer? Okay. So with the new officer, with no raise, is it 41,831? Matron 52,695. Jail commander is 50,452. Jail office matron 41,831. Social security is 18,023.
Got it.
Retirement is 26,387. 26,387. Zero in group insurance. Holiday pay is 3790. Jail corporal, $43,048. Jail corporal holiday pay, $1,950. Uniform allowance, $2,600, with a grand total of
How come we went
$281,607.
to 2,600?
400 for the new person.
Yeah.
400 and 1,600 would be 2,000.
Oh, yeah, 2,000.
That's not me. I don't know that.
Which
I mean,
one?
I mean, I
What'd you
think
say?
that
You
should be
just said it.
2,000.
I said 1,600.
Plus 400 for the new officer.
No, you said 2,600.
Oh.
What she said.
You mean 2,000, wait a minute.
That 6 jumped out there.
So we increased it.
It's okay. You
Yeah,
said
2,000.
2,600, you meant 2,000.
2,000. So we're doing.
Is that what your spreadsheet says?
No, I have 1,600.
Plus 400. See? They would
Oh,
add-
unless the 400 is in the
The
1,600.
way I understood it from him is that the amounts in the yellow, or the amounts in the notes, are what you subtract off if you don't do the jail officer.
Yeah. Oh, you
Oh,
subtract
you
it
add,
off.
how come you add them on over there?
Where?
I don't know, Social Security retirement, didn't you add those?
The holiday pay you added, you doubled
Maybe
it,
it's right.
you doubled it for holiday.
If we take it off, we-
I think you just put these amounts
I
out
don't
here,
know what those amounts were.
and then you
We
would
need
add
to know.
those into
Into those.
it, I think.
That's why I
if you're,
took,
if you're adding them, then you have to add
Yeah.
that.
that's why I took it. This would be added in.
Of course, you
if
did
add
it that
the
way
officer.
everywhere else.
That's the way it appears to me.
40, 30, 50.
See, we
We
increased
really
them
do
all.
need to know though, if you added or subtracted.
Like in 1989 became 3790.
That's not adding that amount in there.
Yeah, it is.
1989.
Well, it's almost close, isn't it? Would be a little more, well, a little, be more than that,
3978.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't equal out. That's 39, if you double those, that's 3978. That's why I don't know what those numbers are.
I don't know.
We'll put this together, maybe they can know.
I'm sure Eric did.
Yeah, call her, ask him again, please.
If you could just look at it and see.
I don't know, if he wants an officer, no, if you don't want an officer.
The way I
take
see
all
it,
out
the
and move on.
1,600 plus the 400 will be the 2,000 with the officer. The new jail officer,
So that last figure should be 2,000.
2,000.
With the-
Hey, on this budget, Eric, or you guys put numbers in the notes. Are we supposed to add that to the request? I mean, we can't, which is completely wrong because the numbers I submitted are the ones
Oh, shit.
that are
Yeah,
in the
you had-
requested. I'm
yeah.
so confused.
See, the note up here says adding one new, and I think that means if you add
were
that. it goes
to
down.
grant the new jail officer from that particular, fund,
Mm-hmm.
then we would need to add the notes, section to, the imbalance as well. So holiday pay would have to be adjusted for the new position. The new uniform allowance would need to be adjusted, as well as the social security and the retirement. And the one thing that you discovered with the group insurance, I'm sure that it would have under the 1,000 general jail, I'm sure that it would have a impact on that group insurance for that employee as well. And then if I go to the 1170 lit public safety, we asked for it in two places, just one position, not two.
Mm-hmm.
If one's easier to fund from one fund, same thing under the notes section, we would need to add, those two for that new position.
So our uniform allowance would need to be 2,000, correct?
That would be correct, yeah.
And then we'll figure up the holiday pay and all that, because it all goes in there, and social security and all that. All right. So just for future reference, we can't add two after August 30th, so I can't just add those in unless we take off. So that was a misunderstanding on my part. So I'll know that for future if it's on there to ask. Because if we add to somewhere, we have to take it from somewhere. That number at the bottom that I submit, it can't go any higher
I see.
within the fund. So yeah,
But in the future, we can just combine those totals, and I should give you a budget request, basically.
yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
I understand.
yep, we're good. We got it though.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So with putting that at 2,000, and we already figured up the holiday pay and all that stuff, and this is with no raise, that's where the difference from the 43,093 to the 41,831 and the 40, all that, 282,007. Okay, so 282,
And he said actually the insurance will be more
if it was, yeah.
so that
Okay.
insurance is 132 plus.
So let me do some, okay, so jail, this is jail, right? Yeah, jail. Last year, we budgeted 291,381. This year, based off of this with the new officer, it would be 282, based off of these numbers, 007. So that's a decrease in budget from last year of 9374. So then if I go back to sheriff, last year we budgeted 194, 196. With these numbers, we have budgeted 162, 930. That's a difference of 31,266. Sheriff. So within the lit public safety budget from last year's budget, or this year's budget, to 2025, you eliminated 40,000 for moved. Didn't really
132.
eliminate,
132 for insurance.
yeah, but remember they put it in elsewhere, moved it elsewhere within that jail officer and all that stuff. You just decreased, now I just erased it.
No, we just gotta pay it somewhere else.
Right, you just moved it. So that freed up
Without an increase.
40,640 in lit public safety from what you budgeted last year. Does that make sense?
And you're figuring in the commissioners,
But
No, yeah,
or it
What-
doesn't figure.
that
in.
stays the
But
same.
you
I
have to
didn't,
do it
that's,
based
what
on,
is the purpose of making that,
what do you mean?
what you just said from,
Because what Kelly was saying, because Kelly was was mentioning putting more into
Oh.
into EMS. So I'm just saying what.
I thought you were talking about, you're going to talk about what you were projecting to come in, because that's going to be different than what we got last year also for public safety.
Right.
It should be a little more, I would think.
A little bit more, yeah. We've got that. You got it.
Sorry.
Mhm. That we went, yeah.
Okay, supplemental. Supplemental.
Yeah.
We have those estimates that came in.
For next year?
I think,
Yeah, we do
I
have,
saw them, I just
but
got
that's
them.
just an estimate.
I know, I
Estimate.
know, but they're kind of close.
You're not
Sometimes
necessarily
they're not-
supposed to use that, I don't think, but
Well, I know, but they're not usually way far off.
normally they're not, but
I mean,
So.
a layoff or something could really fix it.
I was just talking about, I wasn't talking about the supplemental, I was talking
Okay.
about,
The regular.
we got a projection of what we're going, could possibly bring in for the year. We also have that.
Yeah, local income tax. If the economy takes a downturn, you're in a problem. It's a problem.
Not immediately, you probably wouldn't.
No, but I mean,
When it goes
be cautious of it, I
downhill,
would.
eventually it's gonna trickle down.
Especially in
Couple years
situations
later,
like
you'll
this.
Realize
Well,
that.
the
I
problem-
don't give it the COVID. You saw that one where we were talking about, how can that get down? Well, that's why.
Or if the economy starts going bad or anything.
Give us a supplement distribution.
People have layoffs or an employer leaves or anything.
Yeah.
It'll hit us next year, so.
When
It's in time
HTC takes those two lines out, when that
Have
happens,
they done it yet?
I don't think so. I haven't done any updates. But that'll affect that.
ATTC, those are in abatement too.
But when they take those two lines out of here, yeah,
Will that change?
A lot of things can affect the profit.
So our public safety estimated revenue is
I'm gonna go now.
$1,608.03.
But you have dedicated PSAP off the top of
Dedicated
that.
PSAP right off the top of
A
that.
359,000 projected for next year, wasn't it?
Yeah, so public safety distribution is 1,248,450.
Are you saying spread to county, Tell City, Troy, Hamilton?
So then,
Just do our,
Because we only get a portion of that.
I know, I'm trying
we
to,
don't get to keep the whole pie.
I've got that here.
696,
That sounds right.
It's that first.
696.95. So 696.95. Math, okay, so I'm gonna run a tape on this, sorry guys, it's easy.
Did you say 696,905?
Commissioners is
Probably said we're not bringing in the,
Had we done that tax modification, that would create another 143,994.
so with what you have budgeted right now,
So we had 500.
isn't that- why is it putting a zero on that? There we go. Your expenditures with what you have right now is 628,937.
That's for all three.
That's adding the officer
That's adding the officer.
and leaving the
and the
EMS as
expected revenue.
printed in the book.
So then that 6 96,905. So that leaves $67,968 to spend every penny. And let's remember, we ended last year under $1,200, so I'd like to
We're
not.
way ahead.
Did the,
last year.
does the state recommend that we use this figure? I thought I read somewhere where they said you probably shouldn't.
I've never heard that.
I thought I read that somewhere.
To use your estimated?
Yes.
Well, I mean, last year, they sent out an estimated, so in 2020, in 2022, so not 2023. In 2022, they sent out an estimated in August, then they sent one out in October, and they sent one out in December, and then January 17th, they changed it. So mid-January, when we had already
You don't
done
wanna
it,
be close.
yeah, so you want to be as close, yeah.
You don't wanna be
So
close.
This
No,
is
you wanna
sent
have
out
some
August
cushion.
2nd, so we're probably
It
getting
can
another
change.
one like in
I could
October,
say
November.
It's less or more.
They're usually fairly close.
Last year, what we got in December, what we got
It
in
didn't
August,
change.
huh?
It didn't change, did
No.
it?
The one, last year, the one we got in August, October, and December
For
was
the
all the same.
Yeah,
But
but
the
in
one,
January, you got a different one?
that was from 2022.
Oh, that was a
Yeah,
prior
so
year.
for 2024, in 2022, when they sent out in August, and then October and December, it changed in January of 2023. Everything we got in 2023 for 2024 stayed the same.
Okay.
So I don't know I have never looked to see what it was
And it
before.
didn't change a whole lot.
No.
Even,
No, and it was for the positive, it wasn't for the negative.
and then we will hopefully get something again in May, a
So
supplemental.
supplement,
But you don't want to count on that either.
No. no.
That's a kind of cushion.
So we
I think.
ran with the supplement $1,000 at the end of the year.
1,200, under 1,200,
With the
$1,178.
supplement. And we weren't counting on that.
What?
With the supplement, the regular and the supplement last year, we ended with $1,200. So
Yeah.
if we're banking on it, we're not.
We had, what did that go?
That's crazy.
We were
We paid that additional appropriation,
45,000 out there to the
47,000 out
the
there,
city.
that we did.
And the insurance.
That was already an
132,000.
overage.
Those two insurances were in there for 66,000 apiece. We had to pay that.
Yeah, but those
132.
were budgeted. We didn't pay that. We didn't pay 132. That's what we had budgeted.
No, they didn't pay near that. It's like, one was like 20 something.
Yeah.
It was
Those were
just
just
budgeted.
budgeted. What threw us
Well, what
off was that 47,000 that we paid extra.
To dispatch.
Do you
And,
remember that?
and then another thing we did this affect it where we decreased Townsend and Troy? Where it went to 12.5 for 25.
We didn't
and
receive
63.
that.
You received
Yep,
the
we didn't
payment
receive that.
That
Yeah,
made me,
because we paid
I can't remember if
that.
that was that same year.
We paid that difference. That was last year.
So that
Yeah.
affected it too.
Yeah, because we didn't receive anything for dispatch.
Well, we only
Lower,
received half.
lower received half, right?
And then this year we're at
Zero.
344,000
Well, for next
Additional?
year.
additional.
I don't know where that's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna get 344,000 out of 67,000. 68. So anyway, there's your numbers, guys. Have fun.
So that takes us through,
It's just a matter of whether you're gonna leave those numbers the exact same that you have in the commissioners, or if you're gonna juggle some around. But where you're at right now with the numbers is 67, basically right under 68,000 under budget. So good. So,
I'd like to try to start saving properly for the EMS.
and I'd like to get those funds set up in November, just by the end of the year, so we can start doing all that at the
I mean,
beginning of the year.
This 85,000 is not gonna be exact, but it's real good. It's close.
So we need to budget how much?
And that's for one ambulance though.
How much a year?
It would be 85,000, but that would be for one ambulance. So if you want to add in, another one or another lease or something, then that'd have to be.
So would that include the ambulance lease, or would that just include?
That
equipment?
is, no, I just figured in 200,000 for a remount every 5 years. But
So if we have.
just one, but
Okay, so let me ask you this, if we have 60 budgeted for ambulance lease, and we have 35 budgeted for
Equipment,
equipment. Oh my God,
that's over 85,
that's over
95.
85, that's 95. Do we need to just,
But I think the problem is we need to go ahead and get one now and then start saving. We need to go ahead and get something in the works on a lease now. Or a payment plan or whatever.
Yeah, I think if we set the money into an account, then, because there's no way we're gonna be able to come up with anything between now and tomorrow as far as the lease goes, so we're just grabbing figures. But we put this money,
Any dollar that you put towards it is
why
a
don't
dollar
you
we
bump
did.
it from
So,
6, okay, so if you have 60
I mean-
budgeted for the ambulance lease, bump it to 40, then you're putting 100,000 back a year. If they don't need anything in 2025, then you've got 100,000 put back in 2025. And then,
what'd you say?
so you've got,
Take it backwards?
no, you've got
Oh.
60, just, I like even
Okay.
numbers.
Oh, she took the
You've got
35 to
60,
40.
take the 35 to 40, you're putting 100,000 back in
Here.
2025 for your ambulance.
and then after the first of the year, you can look at leasing one or buying another.
Well, that's
now or
ambulance
whatever.
and the equipment, you know,
Right.
we have
But you said 95 or 85 for both,
85 a year
85 a year, that's 100.
for one ambulance every 5 years. It'd be another 40 if you want another one, you know, on top of that.
Yeah, but if we take 100 a year, because if we get another ambulance, we've got equipment. We don't need to
100
go to
years.
6 ambulances.
Not right now.
100 a year, you'd have 500 in 5 years.
Exactly.
That would buy 2 ambulances.
Yeah, but
But you got
you're trying to save for the equipment too, that's what I'm
I know,
saying.
but the equipment don't need to be,
It doesn't, but I mean, I have it broke down by year. I guess my,
I'm just trying to say,
Equipment can be
it's
moved from
only
one truck to the
85
other.
a year, I'm like,
Something
well,
like that
100.
on that truck.
here's what I'm saying.
Most equipment,
I put the
hardware
years.
can be
I put it up.
transferred.
And I'm sorry, in 5 years.
And, I mean, even the
Oh, I
cost.
We had to start somewhere, right? These are the costs.
Equipment other than.
Okay, here's the lifespan.
I thought she was talking about.
Here's the
others.
cost
That's
per
what I
unit.
thought she meant.
Here's
I
what
didn't
it
think
costs
first.
annually.
I didn't think
You
she
save
was
that.
figured in the truck.
So
I thought
one
there ain't no way.
ambulance every 5 years.
Whatever, I wouldn't argue with
You know, we would
you.
need to put back this, we would need to put back that much a year.
It's good
You
to
see what I'm
know that
saying?
she's
So
figured,
I'm thinking about
she figured
85,000,
some numbers together, and you gotta come up with about 85,000 a year.
and that's,
But trucks are gonna go up, so. we
All
gotta
of that'll
figure
go
that
up.
also.
Yeah.
but does it make any sense?
Yeah, it does.
I just want you to know this is for one ambulance every 5 years. We actually need a couple to figure that out.
So if
Outside
you
of
would
this.
want to do 2, then you need to bump that up to
Another.
170, a budget, put back 170 a year.
I don't think we need to buy ambulances. We need to get them somewhat on a rotation.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't need, and we
They
don't
can't-
need to buy 2 at a time. We need
No,
to
no,
buy
no.
1 at a time.
I agree with you on that. I just think we need at least a third reliable one.
How
And we're
often do we really
kind of
need it?
on the last leg with
Is
the
it
third one
every
that we have
3
right now.
years we
And
need a new one, or is it?
it
We
takes
used to
2
do-
years to get a new one, but a remount you
But-
can
but how-
potentially get a
Yeah,
year.
I think we need.
How long is that new
ambulance?
ambulance gonna last us?
5 years.
I'd be interested.
About
in
5
that.
years.
Depends on how it's involved
On
in
the
accidents
mileage.
or, I mean, who knows? But if they use it,
But
if
see,
they,
With the mileage,
If
it
they
it
take
depends on
that
if they
truck
rotate.
and do nothing but transfers on it, they're gonna run the miles up.
so if you're saying you buy 5
You
ambulances
know, that
in
just
1
turns
year,
my
then in
tail.
5 years, you're gonna have to buy 5
Just
more?
because you get a new
I
truck,
wouldn't
don't
buy
mean you
5
gotta
in
run the
1 year.
wheels off.
I know.
But I mean, I'm just giving you an
I see
example
what-
for
I
one.
know, I see what you're saying.
Fully equipped.
Or you're gonna be
That's before
doing
we
these,
quit.
dropping down to 50 and 50.
Because they've
You've got
the
area
protocols,
in
and
here,
if you don't
even
have
with
that
the new
equipment,
officer,
your protocols,
drop general
then you're
down,
liable.
that you're putting 50 in
Gotta
this
keep the
fund
trucks
out of
consistent.
general a year and 50 out of lit public safety. Instead of doing 35, bump that to 50, because you got room right there, even with the new officer, and then save a little bit off of general. And
At this point, something's better than nothing.
that's why I think it's a good start.
But I think we do need to work on that. What does that look like? How does that rotation work? Do you want one for a transport only? Do you not? How often are they rotated in and out based on the mileage?
Here's the other thing. If we have cash balance, okay, so like if you only budget 100,000, there's no thing that at the end of the year, in November of next year, you look and see where your cash balance is in your lit public safeties, because you're gonna have to keep that main fund Because you want, just like with lit, it goes into 1112 and then you move it out. You need to keep that 1170 where it goes in there, where you see your distributions going in there, and then you break it out to jail, you break it out to commissioner, you break it out to.
Didn't you say we only had 1,200 left last year?
Well, I'm saying, but if you don't spend all this, I mean, I think the biggest thing with the hospital is that we are budgeting $35,000 a year and they weren't spending it. So then
And I
they
don't want
lose
them
it.
to just buy something
Yes.
just because. We
So
need to
if
have
we
it set
move
aside
that
for us.
over and build that, but what I'm saying is if you look at that and there's some cash, you guys can do a transfer. And then, okay, hey, if there's a little extra money, then we'll throw it in there at the end of the year. That's just my idea.
Something is better than nothing, and a starting point is better than where we're at, I think. I mean, we've already started, but I think any efforts to increase that so that we can properly.
I recommend 50 and 50 because you still gotta do some cuts on the general fund. And then I think you're doing your due diligence of putting back 100,000 a year. And then, but you guys still have to focus on the fact that, what are you guys gonna do with the, what's it called, Kelly, the ambulance service where we've only got budgeted
Oh.
225.
Oh, you mean the,
60, and they want 485
The subsidy,
subsidy, so you're short
But
200,000.
now in local income
but
tax.
we are this year too.
Safety,
I mean, we
this
just
is all
think,
being spent.
I want to get to where we're not.
In local income tax, fund and safety, sheriff, jail, commissioner is all being spent except for the 35,000 in equipment and the 3,000 lease. Everything else it's gone.
Right, but your income for 2025 totals, which I'm fine with leaving a little bit extra in there and just leaving it at the 328, but with 35 budgeted, you're at 328,937, and your income's 696,905. So what did I say? You had like what?
68,000,
68,000.
I think.
How did we get some type last year? Additional.
I just told
I
you.
know, I got you.
He said,
PSAP, and then we paid, what
They want
else?
some too.
45,000 PSAP and then what was the other
They
thing?
only want 344,000.
We just said it.
PSAP.
We just said it.
I know.
Oh, we didn't get the money, we
Oh.
only got half the money from Hamilton and Troy.
Yeah.
So that's $25,000. And this year, we're looking to get none. Just throwing that out there.
To get none to pay towards dispatch.
Correct.
The county residents need to pay it all.
That's what it is right now.
How's
That's
that
what it
make any
is right
sense?
We don't want to go down that road.
I
We
do.
could talk about it for 3 hours. And we got a budget to get done by 4 o'clock
Do
tomorrow.
we wanna change, what are we gonna do on
Yeah.
this commissioners?
We will address it.
And commissioners,
Are you leaving it the same, or are you gonna
I
say
don't know.
something?
Do you guys want to do a jail officer or not? I don't know.
Yes.
It's not that I don't want to do it, but I would like to put back more money for EMS.
I,
Because that also increases the insurance potentially, which we have 132,000 that was erased out of these two that have to go back on the general that we did not account for. So that could be over. Plus you add another employee, that could be another whatever on top of 132,000. So just, you have to keep that in mind.
I can let you know, insurance, they do, audits and different things. One of the questions that came up this year when we were renewing was, has the jail increased their jail staff? Because they
Oh,
say
want to
they're
know.
short and they want it to be up. So I don't know if that's gonna affect insurance.
is that's coming up in
Liability,
his
different
report all
things.
the time.
Or were
isn't it?
they asking you because
Because
the
there's
cost will be more?
Your
Is that why they're
insurance will be higher if your officer to inmate
Cause
ratio.
you got some liability part there.
Kelly, is he,
Yeah, but it'll also be higher if
also,
you
is
add
there
an
much
employee.
overtime in the jail right now?
Could potentially.
Just
The
offhand.
cost of
Not
If
what
they
I-
take it.
for the jail,
No, I mean,
there's off, yeah.
You
See,
mean
the
like,
Two
jail
different
officer
types.
will
You mean like
take
that.
that
I like
advantage.
That makes a little money there.
May in the long run, may pay for itself.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how much overtime they're paying.
I don't doubt they need it. That's not the question.
Well, I
It's
think
all on hand, yeah.
I think it's without a
We wanna
doubt.
leave it in there for now and then
I say leave it on there, 'cause
I mean, it'll fit, it works with our budget, and still leaves us 68,000. But, unless we wanna tweak this.
I do want
Only thing
to
else I can say.
add EMS.
You know, the inmate population just seems to keep creeping up, and we get too far out of line with our staff versus inmates.
Yeah.
You know, the insurance
So
will
we
go proportionally
Yep.
because of
We are.
the increased exposure.
And since you're paying more money for insurance instead of paying more money for an employee,
If we take 2,000 and put, that'd put us at 66,000 from, and then that put 100,000 in ambulance service.
I mean, it's a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. Is it gonna buy a new ambulance tomorrow? No, but it'd pay at least. If something happened, we had to have one.
so
I mean, it's the right
What happens
direction.
with your supplemental? If we don't.
What?
If we get a supplemental,
I divide it out just like I do regular.
I know, but we'll still have a share, and if we don't use it, we can slide it over towards EMS also.
Correct, yes, that's what I'm saying, we're at the end of the
So we
month.
need to we need to be really cautious on
End of
additionals from
November,
that.
end of October, 1st of
We
November,
just
let's
need-
look
need to-
at where we're at on the money, and then you can, yeah.
We need to be, if we can be cautious with additionals, if everybody can just try to stay.
I
Close
think
as
we
you
need to
can.
be more diligent at having an end of the year review, like a prior end of the year review, and seeing where things are, and doing some moving and shaking before the first of the year.
So this year, we could potentially slide a little bit more over too.
Absolutely.
Okay, are we wanting
It's
to
not
keep
gonna hurt anything to have.
local income tax, public safety share at this 162,930?
We just have to remember, since we're sliding 132,000 and potentially another employee over, that million might not be enough. For the general.
You're talking about the insurance.
162,930 there. Now, you guys never did figure out, okay, so let me go back and look real quick at sheriff, as far as what we submitted on August 30th compared to what we downed it to, or decreased it by. It's 162,930, just like 2,000. So right under 2,000. So you've got an extra 2,000 that we can put in the budget now if you wanted to, or take the 3 out.
We'll be over in jail though.
What?
We're over in what we requested for the jail.
Yeah, 4,000 over on the jail.
So, okay. So we're gonna have to take something out somewhere. So let me see, jail, save, jail.
And we pay the new jail officer's retirement out of a different account. Does that make things complicated for you?
Well, and here's the other thing you gotta
That's
consider too,
complication.
this is.
Uniform allowance out, no, with no
This
raises,
is,
that's right.
and this numbers are with no raises.
And that affects
So
all of
something's
those.
gonna have to go out. I would almost take that 11,000 contract out and make them pay that somewhere else. Drop the uniform back down a little bit, cause it's going from 800 to 2,000. That's a little bit.
Where is it, what are you
It
doing?
was 800
Yeah.
last year.
Page P.
We'd have to drop all
We're
of it
on
until
jail,
we get it.
on jail, she's looking at.
Oh, she is?
40.
Yeah, but 800, it was 800 last year for uniform analysis. Didn't you guys already increase in the other, in the
She's
general?
not on that, is she?
Yes.
Which one are you on?
Jail.
She's
Not the
got here
bottom,
at uniform allowance.
uniform allowance.
Oh,
You've got
1,600.
2,000.
You're looking at last year, sorry.
It was 800, yeah. 800 to 2,000, that's a pretty good jump.
Why don't we just get that out of commissary? We can.
How much difference that gonna make though?
Put it to 1,000, and they can, I mean, I'm pretty sure if they get a new jail officer, they'll be willing to pay for stuff out of commissary and other areas.
That's
I mean-
24. That's just, I mean, it really is.
I mean, that's gonna, that
That kind of
2,000 will help, it won't solve the problem.
You need 4, right?
Well, if you do that, we had already cut 1957,
So you're close.
so you're close,
You need
yeah.
2 more?
Because we had already cut 1957 out of sheriff.
Mhm.
So if you cut 600, that's to 25, you're pretty close.
What do we
Gotta
need?
be below though, right? Can't be close, we gotta be,
We gotta be below.
What's the
yeah.
magic number? 4,000?
I thought it was.
Let me look. We were at 287, 826. Guys, we submitted 8 on, what? Why are you guys saying we're over?
You're the one saying we're over.
Kelly, we
We
submitted.
are over 282 and 278.
Yeah, if we submitted the 278,942,
What'd you submit, 289?
I know,
Did you
but the
submit
one,
this? Did you submit the notes one, 289?
I've got
We
287,
need more notes,
826.
So we're good then.
Yeah, I've got 287, 826, but I think the
It's
social
two
security.
seventy-eight, I think, and you transposed the number.
No, I think the social security was off. But I think the social security was off when I submitted it. And I fixed it.
So will they catch that and say no?
It's not a levy fund, I don't worry about it. Don't worry about the levy funds, the levy funds. It's not in there. It's back in this pile.
So you're just looking at the 3 local income taxes we submitted.
Yep.
I think that's up there somewhere.
I know, yeah, there was just
That's
another
what you're looking
pile.
for.
What is it? Oh, this,
It's in that big book.
this,
No,
oh, the big one,
the big one.
this one.
Because that, you know, that also on the riverboat, you know, that 19,
Yeah, that was
you
off.
submitted that right to state.
Mhm.
So you're just.
It was just wrong
here.
in here, yep.
Oh, and you're printing off once.
Well, because those are equation spreadsheets and then this is.
Which one are you looking at? No, general. No,
I don't even get here.
wherever. There you go.
Receipts. Public safety. Receipts, disbursements I did 669. No, that's not the right one. It's not in here right. I go to this. I'm gonna give you this back so I don't lose that. Oh, income tax.
Which one are you looking for?
Local income tax, which my Form 4 is local income tax, doesn't look like it's got everything on it. Because it goes jail operation, includes jail operations too. What safety piece that, let public safety right here, 697, 427 is what I submitted 443. So that's my revenue. My expenditures I submitted.
$697,427,
690, so we're fine.
which is the amount that's on this.
So we're fine.
So
That's the revenue. That's the revenue.
That's a little different. Why?
It's a little less. They cushion on the Form 4.
This is a little less.
Yeah.
No, the Form 4 is a little more.
Yeah, Form 4 is a little more, I don't know why. 97, 427. Because they did jail. We'll be fine, it's fine.
So you're still under.
697. Yeah, I'm still fine. If
So
we're good.
this is the right.
So you don't even have to worry about the,
We're good.
that means,
But can we go ahead and say we want that under?
can we add 2,000 to make the EMS 100,000 without a problem?
Yep, I think we can. If they really don't look at those much, as long as your revenue supports it. It's the, because we did it last year too. Remember we called on Susan, she's like, okay, you can do it. They kind of frown upon it, but as long as it's not one of your max levy funds, you're fine. As long as you've got the money to support it.
And all of them,
So, or got the revenue to support it.
oh, you're talking about the 65, 30,
add them together and add 2,000 to it, they make 100,000.
Okay. So
which is not all EMS service though. Only 60,000 is EMS service. The other 35 is the equipment. and the other is ambulance lease. Unless you wanna change those.
You mean the 60,000 is for the subsidy? It's not for equipment?
Yeah,
I know,
and
but
ambulance
are you
service,
thinking it is?
I think it should be.
it's
I'll
not,
get the subsidy.
They'll get less subsidy than they did last year even
because
then.
it's only, they only need, we need 225.
Do you think it needs to be raised? Well, we can't take that 60 away then. Because that just gives them what they got last year.
10,000 more, because we did 215, we did 275 last year. We're doing
285.
285 this year. For this year, we paid out 275 in
In the commissioner's
2025,
budget, there's 225 budgeted.
Oh, instead of 215.
So
Yes,
215.
you're right.
so we'll pay 10,000 more.
So really, this ambulance service is for the subsidy.
Move
Yeah,
it to the subsidy.
yeah,
So really, if you want 100,000 in equipment, we need to
it's not, it wouldn't be
We
2,000.
need to take that 60, whatever that's left. Didn't you say?
65, yeah.
We need to take that 65, add it to the 35 and the 3, and then you'll have you.
Could be pretty close to your
Mhm.
public safety.
Well.
And that's, you gotta remember, you're not allowing any room for, if you do all that, you haven't done any raises and
I don't
there's,
think you want to do that much, do you? I don't know.
It's not counting your supplemental.
yeah, it isn't counting supplemental, but I'd like to keep that
Oh, no,
supplemental
that's
in
true.
there as a,
I know, but we
I like
also
to
don't
keep
need
that
to be like,
supplemental
oh, I
as a
need
cushion.
additional. I know, I like a little cushion too. But it's either that or don't have a new jail officer. Or what's more important? That's where we're at. What do you, what does the council think we need more? I mean, we need it all. I think we all agree we need it all, but we don't have money for it all. So you have a jail officer, you have equipment needs to put back money, and you have, what else did you say?
what, sorry.
There was one other thing she said.
Jail officer, equipment.
And a little bit of cushion with supplemental, just, I wouldn't.
So are you thinking about taking the ambulance lease 3,000 and moving it to equipment? Cause you've got 50,000 in ambulance lease already budgeted somewhere else, or?
We don't.
Ambulance lease, you've got 50,000 budget, or 60,000 budgeted in general.
60 plus 35.
Let's just leave it the way it is and move on. Then worry about getting the
We need to get an ordinance.
ordinance established and then
And move
look
the
at
money.
these funds and fill the pot. I mean,
I say move
we
the
need to get to this book
ambulance
today.
lease to equipment, and at least make that equipment 40, and about 40 for equipment and
We
60.
still have 60 something cushion plus a supplement.
I'd at least increase that equipment.
I think we should increase the equipment for sure.
For how much?
Whatever you're willing to go.
I don't want to go that full.
Okay, what do you want to go?
You need to leave a little there, I think.
Okay. So you're saying leave the jail officer and how much?
50/50. Decrease 10,000 out of general and do 50 in equipment. And then you've got your 100,000.
I ain't trying to take away.
Well, you're increasing, you're doing, it's all in the, if that gives you over your 85,000 a year.
Hey, Chris, repeat that all again. We'll keep jail officer and do 50/50.
You've got 60,000 budgeted in general right now for ambulance lease. I say decrease that to 50. And then increase your equipment out of out of lit public safety to 50, and then you're putting 100,000 back for EMS a year and still paying them their subsidy of 285.
Which they want 485, but we didn't do it last year.
But hopefully, like I said, hopefully maybe we can look in October, November and see whether you want to put that extra, if we've got any extra, put it towards subsidy or put it towards in the fund for the future.
Let's go with that for now.
So
Good idea.
we're only using 15 of that.
I don't want you to decrease general. I mean, I guess we have.
We're gonna have to at some point.
Maybe not.
Put it somewhere else. Ambulance service 60.
Just leave
Or
it.
inflation.
Can we just leave general right now with the way it was with the 60?
I guess.
And then just increase this to 15?
To 40 and get 100,
No increases for 50.
increase it. So you're gonna do 110?
No.
For 60
She
and
said
50.
leave the other the way it was.
That's putting
Yeah,
it
leave it at
10.
60 and then this, we just need 40.
Under equipment.
So under equipment, put
Oh, you
40.
want to keep it at 100?
Keep it at
Okay, I see.
100.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
We'll move the lease. to
I don't
the
care to have
equipment.
the 43 too. I mean,
Put
that's
lease
fine.
at 0.
Okay.
Because we've already got, if you're gonna leave that at 60 in general.
I
You
know,
have
but I
more
want-
room.
I know. If we
You
can
have a little bit more, I'm not
I
gonna
know.
lie, you have a little bit more
I
room in
know.
this one than
I
you
know.
do general.
just let it go, but I don't want a bunch of additionals. Because if,
I say 50 and 50.
I mean, you're gonna go back through this
that's true.
whole book again.
Just leave it, just put that, what you said here and
50?
don't mess with general.
I'm not.
You want 40 or
I don't know what to do.
Equipment.
What am I doing, David?
We did 40 or
Record that.
50 here.
Record that.
I wrote
What?
40
That
down.
I'm gonna be an Indian?
Whatever you said. tell me
I
what to
wrote
do.
40 down, because that's what we said. It's 40
That's all
and
I heard.
60, that's 100.
I think we're doing 40.
We are.
40? Okay.
Good idea, Jay.
And you're leaving the 3?
No.
No,
Agree on.
3 goes to 0.
Okay, so you gave me 2. But you did. Don't pretend like you gave me 5, you gave me 2.
All right,
Well,
public safety looks good.
Hmm.
That brings that to 182.
maybe.
Oh, sorry, I clicked out of it. We're in commissioners.
No,
10860, or 108,600. 108,600.
600.
it's 186,000.
Oh, like, hold on, that had
186,000.
Yeah, because I had 8,600, not 86,000. 186. Well, that's easy math right there.
Yeah, so you only gave me 2,000.
Motor vehicle, highway
Unless you're so
restricted.
generous.
Okay, now, David, did you read those, or not David, did
Yeah.
all of you read those notes? But I'm like, here's my whole thing.
Why is that like that?
There is a method to that madness out there, and I'm sorry, but I trust them. They do so much moving and shaking out there. I don't think you guys quite
How will
notice.
anybody ever replace them?
I hope they live
Seriously,
and
how are they
work
gonna be replaced?
forever, because
They're
they
start
are,
training now.
That ain't enough.
I mean, I'm super, I'm just giving you,
One day of
that
training
I'm
is
going
better
to
than
start
zero.
crying. I'll cry. I hope
I
that they
think the
don't
training
do
better
in
start right
my
away.
years of service, because I'm telling you,
Well, I think they're near their end.
I know they are. And it scares me. But they do so much moving and shaking between
We're done with
Highway,
country boy, Steve
Emmett.
House Sharp.
and restricted and local road and street and excise, that I trust them to know what they're doing, and their budgets are pretty consistent every year, and it's worked and it continues to work. So I don't want to say that I don't want to take the advice of someone coming in, but I don't want to take the
And
advice
I
of
think
somebody
Eddie
coming in.
Fox got some of that started, or
That
was that
email.
before
Steve-
him?
Yeah, can I read
Steve so
it?
far
Yeah,
into
I mean, I
it,
read it, but I want to
he
read it again.
I mean,
was
I was
public
like-
relations man.
Yeah.
Great guy, Eddie was. But he was more of the deal with the public.
Yeah.
This is more like.
But it was there before he got there then.
Yeah,
This kind of
Booklet
explains.
part.
a little bit over here.
Joe Dobie didn't do it. But he was there.
You paid him to come
They
in.
sure passed
That's
it down, I know that.
Under Eddie, that job became more administrative, but Steve took it to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Numbers went in your head. Make it stop.
That's trash. Yeah. I'll get all that for you, buddy.
David, do you still have that email that Susan sent?
You know,
Since what, you want to
what
read
else,
it?
how were they last?
Fine. That's what I'm saying. I don't- Okay, so let me put into perspective. You guys know how when they did the comprehensive plan and they really didn't take into consideration the transfers and the stuff and moving, they move things so much. And if you look back, their budget has not changed much in the last 3 years other than wages. And it works.
They were, is it something to do with restricted and unrestricted, transfer back and forth? Is there something
But
off?
we're in the guidelines. We've not had any write-ups on any of the
It
financials.
shows the combination of these funds being potentially 380,000 negative. If you put
But I
them
think-
together.
But I think it's because of they're moving money from local road and street to there and then moving it out to pay for the matching. Like I said, I don't know any other way to say
Did
it.
she not talk to them?
There's a,
about it?
no, I got this email.
How did she know if you?
I know, I just got this email and I know. So honestly, I'm not saying that I don't take that, but I trust the method to the
Okay.
highways madness.
I see where the biggest change
Or is
is.
it just?
It's in the Fund 1176.
Did it offset in 73 though?
It's up like over 400,000. The expenses are up, it's up over 400,000 from last year. Why is that?
That's this is down.
Are we on?
But they offset, look,
1173 decrease.
1173 decrease though.
But not by much, not by 400 is.
No,
What is it, David, page 41?
Yeah,
Are we on a break?
but see, it only decreased it like by 27,000. So 27,000 over 400,000, you have a net increase of over 400,000 between the two funds. If you look at what changed, no,
New road equipment went up.
but just, I mean, if they wanted to use some cash balance, I mean, we have $2.6 million, which I know we've got that community crossing stuff in there right now.
Equipment repair went up.
That's new road equipment, where it will be in.
Highways ending,
you've got raises in here yet.
I know, and
longevity and all that.
highways consistently ending the year with a good balance.
Oh, there's a big change, the bituminous of 200,000. I thought there's, did he put that two places?
Did he meet with you guys?
In 1173, it stayed the same. That's what they requested last year.
In bituminous?
Uh-huh.
How much did they request last year?
200,000. Yeah, 1173.
David, what are you on? What page?
Highway 41.
Yeah.
Okay,
The thing is, I have that pay for 50,000 somewhere.
okay, but last year they didn't request it in this. They got in both places, 200,000. Is that a mistake?
When they call. I mean, I'm just saying, they have consistently ended every year. Okay, what are we looking at?
So why would you, last year they didn't request it in two places.
843, 32, 32, is that right?
32.
So your bituminous just went to 400,000 as opposed to 200 from last year.
I mean, that cost has gone up.
Just so you know, I've done the whole
Huh?
That cost has gone
Private
up.
store.
It doubled?
I'm not seeing it here.
I don't know what they plan, but it has gone up.
I do, I said 200,000.
Hey, how are you? Good. Hey, I got you on the phone. They got a couple questions about budget. Do you want me to talk to Steve? Want them to talk to Steve or you, Precious?
She wants to draw some pictures.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we'll get you both. All right, I'm gonna put you on the phone here with David right now.
Let them know they're on speaker.
They do. She's got us on speaker too.
Oh,
Marilyn, now you,
be careful what we say.
Marilyn, behave. You're on speaker and you're on live stream, so you better behave.
It's pretty tough, I'll try.
Okay.
Hey Marilyn, this is David.
I'm watching you.
What I was questioning on the bituminous, you have 200,000 in 1176 and also in the other fund, 1173. Is that correct? Is that correct? It should be in both places that much?
Yes, because the money that's in 1173 was moved into community crossings from that,
Uh-huh.
and towards the end
What
of
is
the year, when I don't have enough money in 1173 to take it out of the red, I'll take it out of there and put it in 1176, put it back in 1173, so it won't be in the red.
I don't understand what she's saying.
Okay. So are you saying, so did bituminous then it doubled in price, in cost?
No, unmatched in community crossing.
Right,
And we have to move the money from somewhere to get the match. We have to spend so much money in restricted for construction, reconstruction, and preservation. So one of the things we can spend money on is by timber. So we moved 200,000 out of there into the community crossing as part of the map, which makes us go into the red in restricted. The overall balance is in the red. So towards the end of the year, when it's still in the red, I will take money out of highway and move it back into restricted to get it back out of the red.
But then you'll get that money back. Is that what you're saying?
Who am I talking to?
This is
Kelly?
Kelly.
Wilbus.
Yeah, Wilbus.
I don't know what you mean I'll get the money back. I'm confused with that question.
Like 1173, you can only take so much out of that. It has to be certain, but it has to be under certain conditions. They have to meet certain requirements to be taken out of the 1173, correct?
Yeah, you're supposed to go by certain conditions. It has to be construction, reconstruction. Spend money out of there for anything else.
Yeah.
So we budgeted 200,000 knowing we were gonna have to move money from different funds to make the match. Are you following so far?
Yeah, what was the match out of before?
It's been out of there before, it was in the red last year. Until the end of the year, when I moved money from highway back into restricted to get it out of the red.
You hear?
it sounds to me like it's the same 200,000.
Yes, that's pretty much what I'm saying. If you see it moved around.
So we only need it in the 1173.
So she's appropriating
Basically.
it both
We
places.
don't need it, because once you use it, you're taking it from 11 to 76 to put it in
Yes,
1173.
what she's doing
which
is
is
she's
already
putting it in there
makeup.
because she's planning on the move of
So you only need the
moving it.
200.
So we can reappropriate it when we move it. It does need to be budgeted both places. That's why I'm saying it's we're gonna check. Yeah. But we don't have to budget it now in both places, because right now then you're budgeting it twice. We just need to budget it one, and then when they move it,
We have to have the money from somewhere to be able to move it.
So for that second grant, you're gonna be using the 200 for your first one, and then the 200 out of 1176 for the second one, is what you're saying.
It's possible that we might use some of it. If we don't, we will move it in there to get us out the red.
yes, that's what I told you. There's so much moving and shaking that they do. They don't necessarily spend everything that they budget. They budget it, and then they might not spend it
So
there,
this is not.
and they'll move.
I think Chris follows me, she understands what I'm saying.
I do.
It's just like the payroll, Kelly. If I short $100 in superintendent in 1173, I have to move it out of 1176 or it's in the red.
Right, right,
Okay.
I understand, yeah,
Same thing.
I understand that, yeah.
Exactly the same thing.
Okay,
That's why.
But you're basically asking for 400,000 to cover both of your grants.
For next year, yes.
Yeah, that's what he was wondering, so that answers the question, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, next year, that doesn't have nothing to do with this year. I said that can kind of confuse it. Next year,
But, yeah,
when we're asking for a match, we have to have money ready to be able to move. So we decided we needed.
They don't want to have to wait. They don't want to have to wait. They already want to have it appropriated to where they can, it's not
Okay.
necessarily,
all
it's not
right,
necessarily meaning they're gonna spend it. They want it budgeted to where they can
I
do.
don't think
I don't think so.
I think that's it for now.
Confuse you more, but I think
Without having
Kelly and
to
Chris, they know how 1173 and 1176 work. It's kind of complicated, but maybe if they write it down and show you, you would understand.
You probably just need to do away with your motor vehicle highway restricted.
No, we can't. No.
I know you can.
April Fool.
We wish we could.
I have no other way to describe it as a method of the madness.
Yeah, because they've got two issues.
Yeah, I know.
Truck driver,
I was just
truck
teasing
driver
you.
over here and then.
Thank you.
Steve also mentioned that $2,800 for that student.
They've always
Goes
done
from Very Central. I still don't know that that has to be done that way.
We don't
Okay,
give it to
so-
any other interns.
Uh,
We don't give it to any other interns.
Mhm.
So I don't know how you can do for one and not the rest.
Well,
You
I
do
mean,
not have to pay an intern.
That's how I
That is
feel.
your-
I mean,
depends
that is
on,
your-
it depends on if they're acquiring, I think, towards.
School intern, you
school.
don't have to.
not high school.
Not high school.
Well, I mean, it could be towards their trade school, because I talked, the one that I think that is the best informed on that would be Whitney Brown, because she deals with that. And she can explain it better than I can.
But we
She
have
said that
several in
we-
the county and they're not
That
getting.
we definitely don't
Yeah, mine's
So
not
you
gonna pay.
can't
unless
pay some and
it's
not.
going towards their college hours, whether it be their
Not
technical
within the
school or
county,
whatever.
not within the
Not
county.
relevant.
Coy worked at Wapaka and he got paid.
Well,
Yeah.
I
But
think it's
county
just their
are not getting
description,
paid.
yeah. But I have an
He worked there in the
intern,
high school?
yeah, his senior year, he worked at
private
Wapaka.
business can pay.
Businesses, it's up to the
Sure.
business.
Because the electric department don't pay their
No,
high school.
You're just,
interns.
the high school
Probably 'cause they're-
students
Their
just,
summer
whichever
help
one
they
they
do,
do.
their summer help's altogether different.
Like, cause they're quasi-government kind of, you
Yeah.
know, I mean,
I mean, I think it's that, but I have an intern, mine's not getting paid. Prosecutor has one.
There's some.
I know that Mindy had one, hers didn't get paid, because you
I
had to
think
call
you're
in
opening up a can of
lessons.
worms
A
if
lot.
you start
Yeah.
one, because then
Yeah.
why is one more important than the other and then
I think as
what
long as,
schools and all
no
that
more than
stuff.
what
and we're getting
knowledge
it.
we've been told on, I don't think we need to appropriate.
I think it's a good thing if they
Oh,
want to do it,
absolutely.
absolutely.
If you can, but
I just think we can't start that precedent.
Look at us, Kelly, you're very much stuff.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody we just did.
Okay, do you want the numbers for highway
It'd
restricted?
be bad.
Yes.
Superintendent, 30845, 25023, 26809, 102535.
wait, well, hold on, give them that grand total, because that's probably, I don't want them to get messed up thinking that's 102. Do you have that?
Say, why'd you go down? Why'd it go up?
I didn't get.
Oh, grand total's 82,677. Then maintenance and repair,
Truck driver, 102535, 328087, 14351,
Wait a minute.
I'm on the wrong thing or something.
where you at?
I don't know. I thought you said 102.
Oh.
You said 80.
That's the
You took-
total, then that's 102,
320,807.
328,
Oh, 328?
087. Is that what you said, Kelly?
I don't know for operator.
328087.
Yes.
328,
Unrestricted.
oh, 28, 328,087.
Yep, and there's the 14,
Okay.
it's 14,351. That's where she was at.
Why are these so different?
Because they readjusted whether they took out of 1176 or 1173. I'm sorry, I didn't do that breakdown. I
That's okay.
just took out what they
I
had.
was just.
On that temporary seasonal employee,
That's the summer.
last year, that was the one where he requested two, and we only did one.
Mm-hmm.
Probably why
And
it's
then
out.
this year he's coming back for two, and he never had to come back for an additional
Oh,
because he had
because we did
somebody
the
laid off.
1480 twice. So that probably needs to be increased, Kelly, the
I think he's in
14,351,
range.
14,351 twice. So 28,702. You see what I'm saying, Kelly?
2872.
28, yeah, not the 14, 28,702. Now we gotta refigure social security and retirement, Kelly.
I'll do that, and you guys can look at the rest of that
All right,
stuff.
you guys look the rest, and
Culver.
we'll do social
I'll say
security.
culvert, 120, bituminous, 200,000. Road signs, 30,000. Group insurance, 242,635. Fuel and oil, 200,000. So the bituminous stays
I think
in
she
both
had
places.
to keep it in her budget. I told you, they have to like have everything down to a zero or to a $1 at the end of the year. So I know this sounds crazy, but I would just do what they said, because that they have, there's so much. And it is, I have not taken the time to learn all of it. And like I said, I wish I was half as knowledgeable as they are about it, because I'm not. So if she downed it from 250 to that, it's because she had to.
Oh, me on the group insurance.
On the group insurance.
Maybe just to make something work.
Yeah, to make the numbers work.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
If you go back up there, that truck driver, did you say that was 102,535?
It's not one, it's multiple.
I know,
102,
2, 5, 3, 5.
535?
535.
Except for half a week, or half a pay period.
And what was the next one?
328, 087.
Okay, that's what I got. I didn't think it was
Down there on road signs, I wonder if they're replacing a bunch of signs, because back in 22, they spent 18,837, 23 spent almost 9,500. So far, she spent 3,100, they got $30,000 requested.
Maybe they're doing like the state.
There's,
Yeah,
I think
there's
there's
some-
legislation's
No,
changed.
they're not doing that. Steve
But I think
Brown's saying
he
they do
said at our ARP meetings, I could be
They
wrong,
got it.
something about legislation's gonna change, they're gonna force them to do something else. Or they were thinking that might change or something. I could be wrong, but I
Well,
thought that's
remember,
what he
here a
said.
couple years ago, state
He's
came
also
in,
talking
all
about the
curves, little
guardrail and
signs.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
No, my God, they spent.
County is not doing that. That ain't part of this 30,000.
I can't imagine state people mowing all the additional
They don't.
signs. Yeah, they won't, yeah.
Yeah, trees fall on them, cars take them out. I mean, there's fewer than there were.
He actually budgeted that last year also,
For those numbers.
for those road signs.
Let's see if I'm gonna see if my equation matches. Okay, what you got, Kelly?
41464.
That's exactly what I got.
41464. And retirement 60705.
Hold on a second, I haven't done that one yet, let me do it real quick. Control C, Control V. 11.2. What'd you say?
60705.
Oh, because I don't need to put the seasonal in there.
Right.
So I need to take 12 out. Yep, what'd you say? Sorry, say it one more time.
60705.
Yep.
It's the working total.
I need to up this to a 4, hold on a second, 41464. So the grand total. So the grand total at the bottom is 1,436,805. Why is that more?
Why did it go up?
Why'd that go up? 31,
Well, because some of these went up,
yeah, let's see.
328 from 287,
Yeah, your
Truck
operator.
driver,
89 to 102, I mean, what do you mean?
What's this for?
The truck driver's less, Kelly, did you see that? When we figured the truck driver, it's 102, and she was only asking 89.70.
More.
Yeah, so saying it's more. And
Yeah,
then we've
but what
got
they
more on
did-
the operator.
What they did is they took it into motor vehicle 1176, and I don't know what their breakdown. Cause they added 287 in 1176 instead of 214. So I'm not gonna break it down to figure out how they,
Okay.
between the two. Is that what you go by, the two,
Yeah, the two.
to get to the total?
Yeah.
So it should come out in the
They
wash.
should come out the same, okay.
Yeah.
So the other one will come out less.
Less, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause they go together, yeah.
What was your social security, 41,
464.
41, 61?
Can't be more.
The two of them together as long as they equal out,
Yeah.
cause they go together, that restricted and MBH. They'll offset each other. It's literally,
That is weird, your social security would be, your retirement is more, but your social security is less. Why is that?
it's, be-
Oh, because the retirement doesn't cover, no?
Your retirement's 11%.
How many truck
Your
drivers
Social
are in
Security's
that
what?
89,720?
7.65.
So it should
it's
be
so
less.
hard for us
How
to
many
No, no.
truck drivers are
I mean,
in
if one increased, then they both should increase, because they're both,
89,720? So 8 total?
Oh,
Two
yeah,
times
yeah, sure, you're right.
that's
So
why
why
I
didn't
know. I don't know.
Well, that's weird.
So they'll take
I
some
was-
out
I
of
hadn't figured
1173, they'll
anything.
take some out of
Yeah.
1176 each.
So they can
You
be.
didn't take out a percentage and.
Maybe it's,
So were you calculating?
it would be a thing to go.
Maybe the original number wasn't
maybe you
correct.
guys will go back to the
Is it
5%
called
raise.
this is gonna change?
Leave what Maryland has.
You let me put solid waste in the.
Yeah, it's more because she took the total amount and requesting less.
Alignment.
That's okay. That's budget, that's last year's budget.
Yeah, it went up to
This is this
102
year's proposed.
because they added it into.
Reads up of
They
it.
moved stuff from last year. It's too hard to figure it out, cause they had 100, last year they had 100, if you look at truck driver, they had 100,600 budgeted last year. They obviously decreased that this year, cause they were asking for 89,720, and that's with the 5% raise. But if you go and look on, in MDH 1176,
They're both the same.
Because what they usually do is they split it 50-50 to begin with.
That's what
Why
this
they
is.
did it differently this year
It is
than
split.
last year, I don't know.
It is
Because they
split.
added, last year they had $100,600
Right.
in
If you add those two together, can you
1173.
calculate the percentage of pay increase and then go from there?
oh,
From last year to this year, adding them both together. And see what the difference is.
well, if we're not gonna change anything in their budget, let's just leave it the way it is. If you're not gonna change any of their other items, then once we figure out wages, we can go back and figure that out. There's no point in us trying to figure it out now. Because
I
if
mean,
it's,
if it all comes together,
yeah,
I mean, if they need to be separate, that's different.
because pretty much whatever they budgeted for a 5% raise. So we know that we can move and shake around within that. So I would just look at the other items in 1176, and if, other than the wages, and if you're not gonna change anything, we can come back and look at it later. Once you guys get to the wages.
Oh, I see, you're going back to last year's, and last year's
Yeah.
it wasn't 50/50.
And last year,
That's a lot of cutting to do.
Yeah.
To even get to that point.
Yeah,
but, so,
we can
anyway,
do that.
does that sound, make sense?
So to 1176.
Yeah. Cause trying to figure it out right now is just for us to do, and it's not
Do we-
really.
Okay, what do you want to do with a motor vehicle highway?
So 1176, superintendent, 30845, 25023, 43562, 26809, longevity 0. And then down to truck driver, In the next category, 68356, 218723, temp seasonal 5544. And then in the next section, master mechanic, 96173, 19235, 40872, 56045, longevity 0.
What was it?
What one was that on?
Hmm?
After 1935. I missed one.
Where was that? Social Security and retirement.
Oh, what were they?
Social Security was 40872. Retirement 56045.
Okay, that's what it is.
The group insurance will stay at the 242.
Yes.
These other expenses, I don't, postage is 250, travel 250. Those all stay the same. At the top it says that $40. No, they reduce subscription to dues by $40. Hard way to like. The only thing changed here is bituminous is in there for another 200,000.
Oh, there's a big one.
Other than that,
The next page is,
it stayed the same, didn't it?
no,
Telephone.
20,000 for equipment repair and 77,000 for new road equipment.
I don't know why this one printed so extra small. I think I tried.
See that, equipment repair, 20,000
Mhm.
additional, and then new road equipment, 77,000 additional.
What did he say he was buying?
He just said he needed some new things.
Trucks.
Yep.
Trucks was one thing I know. These
There was something, I can't remember. Is that what it was?
pickups. Eventually, I think that all the big trucks he has are all that lease program, so they're
Yeah.
all getting some age on it. I don't know how that lease program was. He needs to be probably a new big truck rather than waiting in the area bar. He needs to, really, what he ought to do is see about getting a lease on 3 trucks again.
They, yeah.
Yeah.
They're,
Yeah.
I don't,
Better way.
they
And he
know.
may be able to with this 170. That might have been what he, or this. No,
77,000.
100,000.
on
Yeah.
that new road equipment, that 100,000, he may be able to get into a lease on 3 trucks.
He added 77,000 for the past.
Yeah.
This is, they just do it, they just do. I mean, it's amazing.
I will say that, I don't feel like they ask for things they don't really need.
Not without purpose.
I don't feel like that.
So I guess there's no other changes there?
Where was that 2,800 for that intern?
He's just gonna put it at the bottom.
Oh, but we're not gonna add it. Okay. Are we?
He doesn't have it budgeted, so no, I don't have to worry about that unless you
Okay.
guys change your mind.
What was he?
I just don't, he was just gonna add it.
But we
Pay an
can't,
intern.
You can't.
Or intern
If you don't
mechanic
cut
from the
it,
high
you
school,
can't.
come
Oh,
over
yeah.
and work
You
every
can't add
day.
anywhere, so.
I mean,
I think
something,
it's a good thing, but
if he comes up with some kind of documentation or whatever, we can find $2,800 somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's.
I think the
it's gonna
bigger
happen.
issue
I think
is
he's
that we
been
don't
misled.
pay any county interns for high school interns, so that's a problem. If we start that, it needs to be all or none. It can't be pick and choose departments who get it, and that's how I feel. I think interns are a good thing.
Let me pull it back up. 1,755,222.
Oh my God.
1,755,222. Why do I feel like that's not right?
Because it's a lot less. That's a lot less. Oh, well,
It would be less.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
See, your operating went down 70,000 or more.
Yep, that's right.
That's why.
So with the two, we're still under. Yep, with the two, we're still under. Black book,
Last book,
no change from last year, other than asking 5%. No, we didn't. We didn't ask for 5% in there.
they just went to 53 weeks.
53, yep. Or 26 and a half, yeah.
So that's not subject to the 5% increase.
No, we didn't. No, I didn't do that. I just left those the same.
Last year they did increase though.
We just went to the dollar because I like even numbers.
Snuck it in there last year.
I didn't, y'all approved it.
Mm-hmm.
She's not.
I didn't.
You
I
did.
saw what you did.
I don't think there was any sneaking last year from what I watched.
She did.
Riverboat.
I mean, it was approved, you're right. I don't think anybody watched.
Okay, this is one where the 19.4 wasn't in the total on this.
Yes, but it was
She
on,
changed it.
yeah.
You should have gotten a new sheet that,
My equation didn't add the 19, so it only said, what, 35,000?
yeah.
So it's 54,400. Now, I don't know,
I noticed where you were or on your projected revenue for that.
mhm.
Are we getting
I thought you had July through December was like 47,000, and then January through December was also 47.
I'm sorry.
Nope, you're good.
I guess that's probably because you don't really know.
Screen mix.
Yeah, you really don't know
I mean,
with Riverboat.
The 12 month was the same as the 6 month.
Thanks, Kevin.
Why did you change it?
She knocked the news up on there again.
That's okay.
What'd I do? I popped the news up,
Does that show on there?
Yeah.
Watching the news?
just on our end.
Oh,
It's just like your computer, like if you go down to that little.
oh, you just changing your screen.
Hold on, Riverboat is
It is
just
weird
whatever
seeing
they give us,
yourself
we get. I
Oh,
mean, I
that's the
really
first
don't.
one.
Riverboat right here.
What do you think about all this Baker Tilly stuff?
Oh, I told you guys that as far as the AFR, I have my plan for the AFR going forward. With
So
any
just
questions,
delete it?
I feel like, well, that's budgeted out of the,
We can leave it like it is and just
not use it.
not
because-
use it.
Yeah, because I need it.
I mean, if they come up with,
Here's well, you use it, yeah. I mean, here's the whole thing, like Wagner, Irwin, Chili, we call them for questions, Baker Tilly, not for necessarily, we just call them for advisement and consulting questions too, a lot of times. So, I mean, it's whatever they want to do. I mean, the 20,000 is new, that's what, I put the 20,000 in there, but I don't know if that's what.
I'm not very happy with what we have now.
Well, we definitely, I think that if we voice that, it'll be, and I think we need to be more communicating, communicate better on what we want. I mean, we only
I
met them
think we
one
need to
time.
be civil with them
Mhm.
at first anyway.
I think there's more to come with that comprehensive plan as far as that, and I think it will help out a lot. It's just a matter of taking the time and sitting down with the whiteboard and understanding it and going over
It would
it.
be nice to have it now
I know.
during this budget session that we paid $35,000 for, that I still just have a draft that's incorrect.
I will say one
I
thing
think we may have.
that I think we probably underutilized
Data pit
is
stop.
data pit stop.
Yes,
There's a world of
He's very
information
smart.
there, and for only $4,000.
We use
You
data
can
pit
call
stop
him and
a
ask
lot.
him. I mean, you can
We
call
in our
him.
office use data
I'm
pit stop
starting
a
to use
lot.
it some too. I
You
use
just call him
that.
and ask
Just,
him.
yeah, but we use it on our own for it's so much quicker to research
I
things.
know, but he
But I
has,
don't think they always did in the past. I don't
No.
think they're using it that much.
No,
he has
but
a
see
wealth of
now,
knowledge what
do you
other
remember
counties are
last
doing
year
with admin stuff.
that we put everything
idea.
on there.
Oh, like the inventory?
The inventory's on there, we put our minutes and everything go on there.
The ordinance.
Our ordinances,
Our ordinances
went-
aren't getting
I'll tell-
on there.
Some
well,
of
they
them
are now.
Some of them.
He went all the way back to 2013, that's one of Ross's,
1988 ordinances.
we went back to 2013 so far. We're back to 2013 right now.
He's still
That's-
working on
Mhm.
Are we totally removed from that other,
it.
I didn't think we did. Kelly thought we did. but I
Well,
didn't think
we
did.
But I still see it.
We just called them yesterday because it snuck through. So we just called them yesterday. But there's something, I remember when we checked into it last year, it's something that we had on our
From the
website.
80s.
Yeah.
We need to
So-
make sure we have them all.
Yeah.
Like
So
your
we
office has a printed copy or
Yes,
something. Go through, print
We
them all.
still have that publisher, is that what you're talking about? Yes. Yes.
American Publisher or something like that.
You need
Yeah.
to cancel.
No, not yet. But we paid it this year because we just paid it in June. And, now I remember why we paid it in June, why we paid it last year is because we have all that stuff on there and we haven't got it off yet.
Yeah, just go through and print them all off or whatever. Make sure you have them. 'Cause maybe you don't have them on a hard copy.
I thought you said you went on there today and there wasn't anything there.
There is on the AM, yeah, no, there was. It was still there. I said, we canceled it. We did. Technically, we
I
wanted
didn't
it
think we
canceled.
did.
Yeah, we voted.
I thought we
Cancel.
voted not to.
It was just paid in June.
But we voted to cancel it, but she went ahead and paid it for this year or whatever.
I don't remember voting to cancel.
I'm glad it's still out there
I thought
because
we
if you need a
I
hard
don't
copy.
think we decided to cancel it. I had thought we were paying double. We were
Right.
paying them. But then to realize, it's all coming back to me from last year, we were like, we don't want to cancel it because there's stuff on there
That's what.
that
I
we
thought
haven't
decided.
got from the other. And so I don't remember
Can
all
you
that.
just go in there and print all those off?
We'll see.
We should have
We
a
should
hard
have
copy.
hard copies. That's what, we went back to 2013 and we've had pretty good luck, except for the one that you guys are gonna get ready and redo that David said you guys did in 2023, or 2020.
The
It was
decorum,
January 26, 2023 is when we did it.
both the decorum.
Voted on. There was 5 members on our rules of decorum.
The minutes.
I don't think we actually had a paper, that ordinance, we don't have that signed.
Yeah, I mean, I had it there. I had an original and I gave everybody a copy.
I probably have it in my phone.
And then we,
I don't have the signed copy, so I was like, let's just go over
I
it
don't know
again
where it went.
and get a new signed copy,
Maybe
because I
they
don't have a
signed
signed
it, I
copy.
don't know.
Yeah, so,
I thought we did, but
anyway.
we didn't.
I think we have a book from American Publisher also that, once they're there, they print them out and send them to us, if I'm thinking correctly.
Every year.
And then we also have our binders back there that go back to like 80 something like.
You better
That's
back
good.
up. So on this riverboat, did you see on the, what you projected income, that's just wasn't it the same for the 6 months as it was for the year? I thought I saw that somewhere. It was like 47,000 or something like that.
I thought the annual revenue for all of 2025 was 47,957.
Got better.
Oh, I thought, well, maybe,
Oh,
well, you wouldn't receive it all in the last 6 months, would you? I don't know how you received that money from the riverboat.
forgot
Maybe you do, I don't know.
No, year to,
Something that they didn't fill out of paper.
hold on, let me look real quick. I think we were, let me save that, okay, hold on.
What's WIF?
Minor and Shirley.
I'm surprised that has that much in it, because it seems like we go to that every time we
What was GIF?
Balance
need a little something, we go to the riverboat. We get it's got balance of
Right.
150,000.
I should know that. Kind of hard. We currently have $149,241.95 in Riverboat. In 2024, we have received nothing. We haven't received any funding this year.
And
So
the
you
check's gonna cut back.
just get in the last
We
one of the
only did
year.
it last year. Let me see what we got it last year.
When do you get it? Dang, it's pretty late.
Last year, we only received $30,649.15. They said we received in 22.
That's low.
I'm surprised that has 150,000 in it.
Year before, in 2022, we received
Well,
38,000.
we couldn't go to it all the time, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty right. Receipts in 22, was $38,833.98. So yeah,
So that must be for a year then,
per year.
July through December was for a year.
Mhm.
And then you project the same then for next year.
July through December.
I thought there was somewhere
We
along
didn't
the
get
line,
any
it
in
was saying
January
that
through June.
count
You
on
just
it dropping.
typically get it
Oh,
in the
drop.
latter part of the year, you only get it once a year.
there's not
So
gonna
we
be
should be
much
getting
more.
It could be.
I don't know where, I
Maybe 30-ish.
don't think I dreamt it. I don't know if somebody from Baker Tilly said it or what.
You sure? We
Basically,
can find that out there somewhere?
Well, we're spending more,
You give us
we're
estimates on everything else.
spending more than we're receiving then. But
Kim
I
says
guess
there's
it's
no money
alright.
coming
How did we build that?
We just got the
Built up
riverboat
so
notice
much.
That's
last
actually not all
week.
right.
I can't figure out how that.
Because when I was on there in 2010, it was just bare.
That's it, so.
I mean, we would,
Spend it.
you know, so sometime
We've got
between 2015 and now, it's been built up to
30,025 coming in, should be there.
240.
18.
38,000 for this year.
Yeah, we're getting
well,
30.
beginning balance,
Oh.
beginning of the year is
Now it's like
214.
149 or something.
How did it go?
Yeah, now, yeah,
Is she watching?
Yeah.
we expended,
We're gonna be getting
64.
another, we are gonna get a $38,000 check from the
Should.
mail.
It should, yeah,
Yep, we already received the notice.
yeah.
Okay.
If they come today, it'll be there tomorrow.
How much is
It's
it?
weird though, they don't.
38,025.
So you are over budget.
And we only get that once a year.
Once a year.
Okay, so we're budgeting more than what we're receiving on this. I guess we're all
I
right.
guess
We'll
they
see
just
how it goes.
didn't do anything with it for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that 20,000 on a comprehensive plan, that, some of that could be rolled back possibly.
Which one?
Well, that's what they said, that if, like this year was 35, if you go forward each year, then it's not 35, it's the 20. So
I think we should get it for free next year.
we can talk to them. I mean, this doesn't mean you have to spend it.
I didn't think we need to do it every year.
Well, I
Every
mean,
couple of years.
if you don't wanna do it, we can cut 20,000 out altogether and then we're in line.
I mean, honestly,
I don't
I
even know
feel
what I
like
got
I
this
gave you
year.
guys
I don't know what I'm gonna do
just
next
as
year.
much, if not more information for your budget last year than what you got this year.
I'm really aggravated.
I don't see much difference.
Yeah.
Really?
$30,000 about gone.
Yeah. Like, other than
Cut
that.
that out and then if we need it, we'll just figure that out.
Just felt unappreciated last year during budget session.
Me too.
Whatever. I stayed up till 1 o'clock figuring figures, and then y'all threw them out.
Let's cut to
Within the first
20,000 and
15
turn the
minutes.
page.
Leave everything else the same,
Let's cut to 20,000
I mean,
from Baker
it's
Tilly and turn the page.
I don't think so.
and leave everything else.
You okay
as
with
is.
that, Stan?
What's that?
Cut to 20,000 from Baker Tilly. Then we're closer, we're balanced, and let's go
Do
turn
we
the
want to
page.
do that?
Yeah,
I'm
And
good with
then
that.
maybe
Yeah, and then if we
have it come
have
back to the next year, maybe?
Well, if we, I
well,
mean,
we need to have a conversation with them this year.
well,
too,
let's-
and say,
after we meet with them, then we can always
Yeah.
Do
do
an
this in
additional, yeah.
January, or after,
If
sometime
we're,
next
if we
year.
wanna go for it,
If
yeah.
we want to. Let's strike it for now.
Okay,
I wanna be not
idea.
more than, I don't want.
35,000 then.
So I can keep mine up at the top though, right, with
Yeah.
WGIS,
No,
WIS.
yeah, because I don't
take that out of
think
your
we're
own.
better
No.
money's worth.
34,400 is the total.
34,400.
What is that WIS?
Wagner, Irwin, Chili.
Oh,
Wagner, Irwin, Chili.
sex violent offenders,
No, it's not.
sheriff.
I'll send you an email here in a minute. just so
I guess
you can
that doesn't
check it.
change,
I
right?
like being right, Kelly.
We'll pay that. Just forget
Well,
it.
we didn't do much with it, is it?
Because you know I'm right.
Okay.
Don't mind.
Supplement public defender.
I'll let you be right on that.
So they got an hourly increase there
Yes, it's $100.
What is it?
on page 47.
Did you say 49?
What happened to the sex
49,000? What happened to
offender?
Oh, we
46?
went up, we went
Kelly,
up.
Sorry,
49,000.
I was arguing about Wagner Schiller.
What do you want? Riverboat yet?
Riverboat.
No, they took the
Shit,
20.
we're way down,
Yeah.
we're on 47.
We're on 47.
All right, so what'd you
34
say,
and
increase? Oh,
34,000.
yeah, that's because she said their hourly rate's going up. So
15, there's.
Right.
31.
What do you go from 90?
from it went 22, I think if I heard it right, 22 to 23 was 90 to 100, now they're looking at 100 to 120, 25.
We're looking to go from 100 to
Which is-
125.
which
probably isn't that much.
It's not that much, but it is whenever you have a big popper, you know,
Right.
like that's significant for us, that's
400 and 0.
20, 25% increase. I mean, additional we need. That's a lot.
I guess we need to leave that.
I'm still on my riverboat trying to get my spreadsheet updated.
From $100 to $125 per hour, that's a lot.
That's over 25%
I
increase.
mean, that's a crazy, that's,
So did you say it was $90?
no, it was 100 this year, and it's,
Oh, it was?
yeah.
In 24?
Yeah.
Did they
It's
know
one-
that at the time they did their budget?
I don't know, but it's going up to 120, 125, so
Possibly. More than likely, that's right.
that's
They're
great. I mean, it's
lawyers
not
have
crazy
a
for the fee because it's still low for an attorney, but it's crazy that, like, we need to consider that in budget because that's significant.
In the true private sector, a lot of attorneys are $200 an hour.
Oh, at least.
That's what it's.
Some of them are 3
Yeah.
or 4.
And that's just,
But yeah.
What kind of work they're doing.
again, what they're doing. They have set fee for doing.
Well, their hours must have gone up too. They must have projected more hours. Because there's no way 5,000 is more than a $10 increase. If you had the same hours.
It's not $10,
I mean, yeah, it would be.
$25.
Well, 25 even. I went from 90 to 100 to 125.
David, I think you guys skipped page 46.
Nope, we were just talking
We
about
did.
Wagner Shelley or Winnie.
We didn't make any changes.
Stayed the same.
We didn't know how we could change it really.
We need to consider that.
So 47,
That's
you
a lot.
changing, you keeping the same,
I thought we'd keep it the same.
Leave it
Okay.
saying,
so surveyor now?
Yeah. And that we didn't change either.
Now you guys are, with that, you are 34,470, which, that is, just so you guys know, that's more than your annual revenue, but he wants to try this extra thing just for 1 year to see how it is, so that is
I
when
think-
He has
He
150,000
has like
We need to work with
150,000 in there.
Yeah,
or
we
200,000
need
right
to
now.
work
I
with
don't
David,
know.
he's doing a heck of a job.
It was
for us.
145. Oh, he uses his own equipment, everything. It's crazy.
Has requested a raise.
You know,
Let it
he's just gonna try it.
go for it.
Works out great, but he don't.
He can get
he
more
won't use
stone.
it, so.
I think it's okay for this year.
150,000 in
He has
there.
150,000.
Yeah.
624, yep.
I mean,
He's really good
And
at with the mapping too.
We get a lot of bang for our buck there, just one survey.
More questions on other surveys that come in, we
He
can call
helps
him in to
us,
look
yeah.
at and help us.
So he was wanting that 15,000.
So what we'll do is that's gonna be, it's not gonna go into his pay from what he wants to be able to,
Pull from it.
he will submit a claim to us for that, and then he will get a 1099 on that because he's going to pay his
To help.
employees to help do that,
Wow.
or he will do it himself.
Make sure he fills out that conflict form.
Yeah.
Do you have to
It's his own
withhold,
private business.
once you have have
Not if
withhold?
I get.
Or you
Oh,
need
no.
it, or you need
You're
it
going
as
to
a-
just-
or you need there to be a county.
I'll give him
He's doing this
1099.
as a consultant like, or?
Yeah, he'll get a 1099 for that 15,000 at the end of the year, because unless,
Or are they
Or-
1099 county employees? Can you do that?
I mean, the way he explained it to me is that he doesn't want to just be paid that 15,000. He doesn't know, it might cost 5,000, it might cost the 15,000. So he doesn't want us to pay him that 15,000, plus he is going to, either he'll be doing the work or he'll be having some of his, assistants or
get a-
whatever.
A
1099
1099
at the end of the year.
NEC,
Mhm.
non-employee compensation, then it'd
Yeah.
be his responsibility to put that on his
Correct.
tax return, and he would pay, I assume, self-employment taxes on that.
Yeah.
Is the way I
We'll
would
do
see it.
Yep. So it might not even cost the full 15. So anyway, yep.
So I guess we leave that the same.
150,000.
And next we have elected official training. Oh, that's just the 4,900. We increased that a little bit from last year, didn't we? Oh, or maybe we didn't. I guess we didn't. Thought
No.
we did.
All the same.
I guess we're okay with that.
Mhm.
Statewide 911.
This is for training.
That never changes. It stays at that 283,000.
No, we use this.
That's because
Is that, well, I don't know.
that is weird, because
I don't
it's
know.
per cell phone or
You
per
think
landline.
with the
or
way
whatever.
people have increased, well, of course, maybe the landlines are going down. the phone
Landlines
comes up.
haven't, the cell phones are,
Yeah,
maybe aren't.
I know, but it is weird
rising
that
as
it's the
quick.
same every year.
yeah, I think it goes back to
Just
something
2
in
years.
2013 is when this came up with this amount.
You can look at the history on them on the website, and it shows the disbursements. It is kind of weird how it's, well, they figure it. I thought it was per line. They talked about increasing it at one time, but they didn't.
I haven't talked much about that since, I don't think.
Confused.
What is it?
If the 2025 budget's lower, like the year, but the numbers stay the same, that one's lower, oh, because that one raised, gotcha. The same amount. Yep, gotcha.
Okay, so this is where the 283, the 86 out of commissioner, and 340 made the 709.
Right. The 173,060 is the state 911, and the rest, that 283 is being used for the big thing is the lease
Well, now we're getting it back.
increased. Getting back how?
We let it go, but aren't they gonna have to do it again?
Yeah.
Are you talking about
New.
the new radio
100,000.
lease?
It's a new one.
Yeah, but apparently they're looking at ones that are only gonna be about 200. not
They said
700.
it could be as much as 700, but
700,
down
yeah.
to 200 or.
I guess the original radios they were looking at were gonna be like 700,000.
No, 200,000.
Steve can share more information on that. I was like, whoa. That's another thing where I say, you know,
Yeah, so are we changing anything on that?
I don't think so, but
No, no.
this
what did you
matches
show as
the-
revenue coming in on that?
for next year.
Yeah, I got here too, yeah.
I'm gonna pull it up.
I don't know where that 344,000 is coming from.
I don't feel like I'm all out of order. Because I am.
These pages aren't numbered either.
I know, and it's like they're not in order with our.
I think I got mine out of order.
I'm way out of order. Okay. So
That's the bottom.
verification. Okay, let's see who can get there first. Inmate, supplemental, free trial. I got it. Woo-hoo-hoo. Revenue, 326,
See, what is that?
556.
Where'd that come from? It should be more than 283.
Huh?
It should be 283, shouldn't it?
No, 283 is the budget, Steve
I know
says
that's
that.
what we always get too, I thought.
Oh, there's a supplemental.
Oh, maybe
There
that's
is
what-
one that, there's a
supplemental.
9010 that comes in.
Yeah.
that's probably what it is. You've got the supplement
Yeah.
and that 283 too.
Yeah, I bet.
So then that's not, we're not budgeting for that?
No, it kind
So
of
that's
sits over
kinda-
here in a, like a,
Extra reserve
whatever you
I know
need
that.
fund. What's in there, actually?
right now.
Yeah, I remember, I mean,
Yeah.
unless it changed, but
It
I
is.
thought they had like a 9010 fund, and it's like, if the PSAP committee, we need something, they can come ask, whether
Right.
it's Tell City or Steve, and then they can, I think that's how that works.
Yeah,
They get like 70,000 or
Yeah.
50 to 70,000.
Currently, right now, we have $199,398.34. We ended last year at $177,674. Receipts
so I think the
212,841.
city wanted that too, that 90 or whatever.
No, that's for like if something goes down or they need something. I mean, if the city needs something, that they can come ask the PSAP committee for that, and then they recommend that we pay it or don't.
But that's received in the county and it remains here until we do something.
Yep.
Okay, that was my question on that. And I'd forgotten about that being that.
That extra,
Supplemental.
that 9010 or whatever.
It's not guaranteed. Well, it is guaranteed. Yes, we do.
You just don't know how
We
much.
just don't know.
Usually like 50 to 70,000. Can you see?
So I assume there's little changes with this. Then our PSAT 911 dispatch, we got 340 in there.
What's the,
It's actually projected at 359, but
359.
you know,
So, I mean, here's the whole thing. They're asking for 978,000.
versus,
We can't increase anything right now because we don't have anywhere else to pull it out of. So my whole thought is we all go, not we all, but the necessary people go to the drawing board and figure out what's the best action. Well, I'd say right now it'd be the 911 or the peace, isn't there a PSAP board?
you want them to go find out where it is?
No, I think that we need to,
They're gonna say you guys.
gosh, here we are recording. I think we need to,
I think it would
Look
need
at our
to be
revenues.
leaders.
Huh?
I think it would need to be county go meet with city and try to work to come to an agreement.
Didn't you do that?
Didn't we do that?
Yeah.
We had a meeting, they gave us what they wanted and
Yeah.
we got out of there. There wasn't
And
They
any-
were gonna bring it back to their council meeting.
yeah, when David and I met with them, they were gonna take it back to their council meeting
I don't
and
know whatever
see if
happened
there
there.
was anything they could give or whatever. But I think the county
It's not
needs
in the
to,
5-year plan, that, to be where that's at. The original 5-year plan that was agreed upon, we're in year 3.
It actually still shows where they would be paying like 200-some thousand.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and that was the original agreement.
And then there's the other years where
So I don't know why all of a
Actually,
sudden we're going,
what they said they were, so
I don't know.
so this is definitely a bigger project than we're gonna even remotely solve in budget session. So I say just leave it at the 340 right now, but it definitely needs to be looked at in the next couple months and see what direction the county wants to go in, because, I mean,
I don't think we need to drag our feet on it.
no,
Right now, we have an ending balance of 37,000 in there, so.
no,
Started,
this is pretty close.
I'm ready for
started
the
off
ideas.
at 44,
yeah, I know what you're looking at, yeah.
yeah. Thank you for
You
doing
like
that.
that?
So put your thinking caps on and bring your ideas.
So we'll leave that as it is for now.
Just leave
Page
it, yeah.
52, SAPs,
SAPs,
Oh,
I
man.
have court
What?
admin,
You're gonna go back down through this without the increase.
4998, 3927, 1500, 5582, 3594, insurance 0, 4011, 3332, 7115, 4522, 22260.
How come the probation officer and the chief didn't change with the 26.5 weeks?
They didn't have anything prior.
there wasn't anything prior in this, out of this one.
We increased to the minimum in general, and she hadn't asked for any additional last year for me to go to increase to.
She did all of
Last
her
year.
raises last year out of SAPs. They just did the increase.
I know, I'm
for the
just thinking
probation.
about the extra week.
What do you, I mean,
If you divide that by the hourly.
that
Well, this
doesn't
is
matter.
their
That's their
best.
increase,
Okay.
that's what she's requested
Okay.
for them.
To be at the state minimum.
I mean, if we went to what was here last year, they would both, Randy would be, or chief probation would be up, but Amanda would be at 0 because there was nothing last year for me to increase it to 26.5.
She got 560,000 in there starting off at the beginning of the year. Right now, it's 616 in that. Okay.
But at one point, we were paying supposedly salaries out of that, and it went down to like nothing.
Hardly nothing, she
So
said.
that's what she said, yeah. When I gave them this cash balance last year, they told me it was wrong.
I remember that.
They told me, they're like,
I
there's no
remember
way.
this discussion.
Mhm. I'm like,
I mean,
That's a huge cash balance.
But that's restricted what that can be used for. I mean, it can be used for pauper attorney, I know that, because I looked at that one time thinking,
These salaries and these things.
But she really doesn't want to move that over, because if they do end up taking, if the state takes the probation pay over, then we will lose all this, so we really don't want to move too much.
We would lose it, but then we would also lose paying it. If, just say one of those probation officers is over here, you lose it, okay,
You
well, then
could
you're not paying
technically
it.
move the probation
That's what I'm saying, you're not paying it.
over there. But if you don't, if it's not, if it doesn't happen, then you're just gonna drain that fund.
actually, you'll be better off if the state does take it over.
Oh, I think so
Yeah.
too.
Because you're not gonna be paying, you're only getting back a portion of it, aren't you?
Well, and I think it'll take a lot of the controversy out right now, because I know that it's been talked about that I know I'm gonna upset people by saying this, but last year they didn't get the 10%. But there were years before that the state mandated raises and they got them, and the county employees didn't get any. So, I mean, I completely get last year, they didn't get the 10%, they only got
The whole ordeal with that is the motion. It could have been the exclusion is, or it's not, and it wasn't. So
In
that
the
was the
past,
controversy.
In the past, we've always made that motion.
And it
then we
wasn't
say,
like that, so that was the
With,
controversy.
You know,
Because
certain.
technically, I feel like they should have done it,
right.
I think that's
even though
why.
I voted no for all of it.
Had we made it that way, I guess we'd been all right. I don't know. It's in the past.
So
It's in the
worried about
past.
that.
Survived a year so far.
So what do you want to do with the rest of the stuff then?
Oh, we. All supplies actually went down, right?
Yeah, they went down. I didn't see much in there we could do, really.
Postage went down. Dues went up a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
I wish there was more we could push over here.
Wasn't much
actually,
change in that,
Good alone.
other than. I guess leave it.
So the grand total is 122,391.
It went up.
Jury fee,
The requester was 130,094 with
Be
those
there, either.
changes.
jury fee,
Is that
3,000.
what was submitted? 130, 194. Mine
Cut
says,
and dried.
mine says 119.
I think Ross made the copies before I was sure.
Mine requested was 119, but
That's what mine is.
she says 130.
But remember, we made those changes yesterday?
Yeah, but not what you see to the state,
I don't know what was submitted.
because we can't go higher, right?
We're
On
on
this.
this one, we're fine on this, yes. We have the cash
Okay.
balances.
Okay.
That's the other ones, yeah. Yeah, we're fine. This is the per diem, which I know that they said this was gonna go up. We increased the budget in count and general to 10,000, so that's gonna give them 30. This is the amount that they can sustain to pay out of this. Income's about 4,000 a year
Where you at?
on the jury, per diem, jury fee,
53, page 53.
53.
Did it increase?
No, it stayed the same.
Oh, okay.
3,000 proposed, or request is 3,000. And, so this, along with the 10,000 out of general pays for that.
Where
Okay.
does this come from?
I think it's a reimbursement or something.
Oh, the 10,000 increased substantially.
Yes.
That's what it was.
But we couldn't
No,
increase.
but where does this come from?
What do you mean?
Reimbursements.
Where do we get it?
Oh, this?
Are we missing the boat on the other, like, we should be
I'll check with
submitting a
Sam.
reimbursement for the other 10,000 or whatever, I don't know.
Let me ask them where we get the jury fee in.
You know, if they think we're only doing 3.
Hey, nobody leave. I mean, if we're leaving at 4, I gotta ask a question before we go. So don't anybody bow out.
I say we keep going through this. It's not much more.
No.
Okay, we'll increase the jury fee. That stays the same, I guess.
I'm just curious if we can get a reimbursement. on
That
the
jury
10
fee,
or whatever.
that per diem set by the state.
I think so.
Yes, it is. And they're increasing the pay and they're increasing the mileage. So that's why the budget.
Pre-trial diversion. Computer supplies went up 1,500.
I think they're getting a new person.
Yeah, they can get people down there.
They're getting a new
Law
lady,
enforcement donations went up a couple thousand.
I know, it's over.
a new prosecutor.
Yeah, the state
I
called.
guess that's per year. That's mainly the expenses increases, that's law enforcement 2,000. Computer supplies 1,500. That's the bulk of it. Postage went up, not $50, that's the other $50. I don't know,
Leave it the same.
Yeah, we're good financially
I
supported.
guess.
It's all good.
Social bill tax, 225,000. Was there an issue with this? That something was put in the wrong? Yeah. It appears that
What's it
year-to-date 2024 receipts that should have gone into Fund 4913 were inadvertently disposed into
forward
Fund
12.
4912.
Yes.
So the receipts showing year-to-date, there are no receipts showing for year-to-date. But you corrected that, haven't you?
I don't think it's been corrected
So-
yet, no. Has not been corrected yet.
That's
but
why it's showing a negative balance, she was saying, I think.
Yeah, so that's,
So once that's corrected,
You
then
did.
it should be all
no, I
right.
have not yet, but it's on.
Don't forget it.
Promise.
Action plan.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say?
I didn't get this email till 9/9. So,
Well, hey, 10 days.
yeah. And it might be corrected now. Tim was working on it. So,
But anyway, that's
yeah, that's good.
pretty much stayed the same again.
Yep.
There's actually quite a bit of
I
balance,
don't know, the.
pretty substantial balance in that fund, I think, if I recall. Local income tax, economic development, jail operations. I thought we already looked at this.
We moved those. Remember, we moved the,
Oh, yeah.
the contracts and all that stuff. I mean, I'm guessing you guys are gonna leave everything the same. I mean,
Hold on a minute. What's this meals?
looks like they haven't expended anything in 2024. Let me look real quick. Because it just says 25,000. 25,000 was budgeted last year.
Oh, yes, for the addition.
Yeah, he asked for, that's not an adopted, he asked for the additional this
This
year.
year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just curious. This is the one that aggravates me because these are
Okay,
countywide expenses.
Isn't this the, like the commissioner's edit plan?
It is,
That's what this is covering.
it is, but I mean, that's where I was saying it was aggravating that the county residents are paying for the
Right.
courthouse security, the county residents are paying for a big portion of the jail operations. That's why we needed the tax modification.
That's where we're
So
paying,
everybody pays
we're
it.
paying like 300 and some
Then
thousand
it would free some.
jail operations out of a tax that we're only receiving 58% of.
Oh, twice today.
That's twice.
Dang, we're on a roll.
Mark that down. Just get your delivery going, we're good to go.
So in this, we changed
We will not agree on that.
maintenance contracts to 51,600. And then we had two other line items, one for 30,000, one for 5,000. What was that for? I don't remember.
Remember,
Repairs, building and fixture.
Yeah.
we moved this out of the
Furniture.
special legislation.
Can you see that meal thing?
And then we
How much
still-
they spent so far?
What is it? Yeah, how much have they spent out of that?
I sure can.
County road improvements is 700,000. That's the fund.
This is,
Crossing.
I think that's on that loan that they get every pay back a loan, maybe it's not.
They do some mini crossings out here too, I think.
I was thinking they did.
yeah, that's part of that, but they move it from county road improvement and then to
Oh,
the
yeah.
community crossing matching.
Anyway, I think the new total there was 1,278,023.
What's the jail's location?
And again, this is the jail based on income.
497.
So if that changes in your local economy, that changes.
It's got 329.
No, the location for the jail, not the fund.
Oh, location 3, strong line.
We took all that, but then in the inmate house.
Where's courthouse security at?
Yeah.
It's in here.
This jail here for me.
Where is that?
It's in here.
Of that 25,000, they expended $24,985.41. There's $34.59 left.
I think he was probably did that because I'd say that it's not multiple times.
I think that should be commissary.
You put the other meals from jail into.
Or,
inmate house.
Are you
Which
talking
way did-
about, the guy that sits out in front?
Mhm.
Was he in,
I thought there was a portion of that.
where's he at?
Used to be in the
What was he
edit.
out of?
Used to be in the edit.
But he's not, yeah, he did, he was.
He was. I don't know. That's why I was wondering, because I don't see it. So I don't know if that got moved out or what.
Cratcho that sits out front,
Yeah,
he's paid out of the sheriff's office.
we changed that, didn't we?
It used to be.
He's paid as a deputy out of the sheriff's office.
There
We used to be funded out of this.
I don't think the courthouse security is on
Edit.
that one.
Edit used to
It
be.
used to be in this. It's
Oh,
made
yeah,
out
I
here.
got a copy.
Because you had 50% went to the highway, 20% went to PCDC,
Right.
and 30%,
But what's the
Went
new
to-
one? The new one's not like that.
I guess
Maybe it was
not.
jail operation.
I think it changed.
The new one doesn't have courthouse.
Was it a part
Right.
of,
I guess he changed
was
that.
it a part of your,
Kelly, are you gonna have to eat crow and tell me you're
No.
wrong tomorrow?
nope.
You're gonna have to eat crow and tell me you're wrong tomorrow.
Bet that's on that.
Yeah,
You can bet it's not gonna happen.
Then 6.5% went to security and only 23
I'm
and a
gonna
half
try to find it.
went
I'm
to.
gonna look at it right now. I think I got it.
Not recent. It might be a part of your few years back.
50 highway, 20 PCDC, 30, oh, jail,
Courthouse.
jail operations.
Courthouse.
Jail operations.
Well, 30 went to jail operations, but then we took 6.5 and took it to that
It might not be
security
now, but
officer.
it was.
Oh, but you said it is, I said.
No, I
it's
didn't say that.
not. I said it's not
No.
now. I said it isn't in the edit plan now. And you said, yes, it is. I said,
No,
I don't think so.
So do you wanna change anything
roll
on
that
here,
beautiful bean footage.
other than
back.
those 3 things that we added?
I said it's not in
Yeah,
the
it came to
It
was.
1,278,023, right?
And I think the new one, the previous one, yes.
It's a little
I
time.
don't even know if it's the previous one, I'm in the one before that. You know how I changed it. It might have been 2.
I
I
want
just remember thinking, what are we doing, admin?
1278023.
Right. Inmate housing,
That's not over there either.
We added
Maybe
those
keep it
4,
what did we do?
added those 4 in there. From,
Jail.
for the jail, general.
That's
That's
for
fine.
what?
I'm gonna
Meals,
go back
inmate
to
clothing,
that.
bedding, pots, pans, and
Oh.
glasses. Those were added here.
Meals, bedding.
What was that total?
inmate housing. Do we have the funding in inmate housing to fund more meals and take it out of the other? Can you look at it? Tell me what-
67950 was what we added. 67950.
Excuse me.
Bless
We
you.
had
Thank
that
you.
much.
That's how much.
Oh, and meals are what,
Yeah,
45?
60,000, I think.
65,000 was meals,
Where are we at?
Oh, the meals were 65,000?
wasn't it?
No, there's some bedding and
Where we
clothing.
at?
65,000 was meals, yes, bedding was 1250, pots, dishes, appliance 200, inmate clothing 1,500.
Yeah.
And that all went to inmate
I
housing.
didn't
What'd
That
you say the
adds
meals
up to
were?
69, 70.
Meals were what?
Meals were 65,000.
67950.
Really?
What's the revenue?
7.
You said 100,000 we have right now.
I swore I added this yesterday
You
and
did,
it's
we
not
already
on
got it.
there.
No, we already got it.
It's not on my spreadsheet,
Well, I have
so
it somewhere, because I wrote it down.
Was there enough money in
quoted.
inmates housing to float the boat on all this?
I'm gonna,
There was 100,000 as of yesterday, just there.
We've got over 100,000.
And projected
requests.
30-something thousand. Revenue was 30-something thousand, 36. Oh, right here. Hold on. Inmate housing, 87,407, received 39,300, expenses 646, leaving $100,066.98.
If we leave the budget as it is, move all that other stuff,
Tomorrow,
you're looking
on
at
inmate housing for
$114,813.
Well, this is just right now, but I mean, if he starts getting more, and if they put that DOC money in there, that's gonna be more.
Right,
Instead of just general land or wherever it's from.
need an ordinance to do that, David.
It's on his list.
Got it on there.
Put it on your list. Lisa's got your list. I need ordinance so I can put that money in there instead of.
Cause that'll be more dumping in, and he said,
Lisa,
what
are
was
you,
that?
qualified to write ordinances for us? Thank you.
I just got action plan here, though.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You good on that then?
Inmate.
That's 114,813.
Yeah, you added, you more than double, you added 690, or
taking it out?
67,950 from jail expenses.
Jill here.
What'd you say, 114,813?
Yes.
No, you can't. We need that too. She's already used it. She's already used it.
And what's he got in there now?
100,000 something, $100,066. But when he starts taking inmates, he'll have more plus
Plus you had something else.
the DOC.
I'm gonna move.
What did he
I
say,
want the
50 to
DOC,
70,000?
I'm gonna move the DOC that's going in.
How much is that now that you got?
I thought he said it'd be
To
like
move. Oh, he said
Last-
30-some thousand, wasn't it?
50
No,
something.
60 or
He
something.
I know,
rattled
we're
off
not
several
gonna move the
different
cash
amounts.
now, we're just
She's
gonna
the
move
only
it to
one
where
that's got the
it starts
accurate
being
amount. We
received
can't
in
go
there.
off
I'm not gonna move
Oh,
it,
okay.
just starting, yeah, there's right at 100,000 in there right now. 100,066
But the last
dollars.
payment he said was like 50 or 60,000.
Yeah, we went over
DOC.
that yesterday. I didn't write all that down.
Two more to go.
We can see.
Okay, that's-
And the last two, I just put in here, those are the poppers. And you guys are moving those as the reimbursements come in, appropriating, so there's really nothing to do with those.
Same thing with the juvenile.
Juvenile, yeah, I just put all the funds in there.
Can you tell me where we're at with that?
With what, where we're at poppers?
No, juvenile,
Juvenile,
care station,
Okay.
institution.
8960 is the juvenile. And we haven't expended anything in there, and we haven't received anything in there this year.
Oh, we've had juvenile stuff, haven't we?
We haven't got any reimbursements on, haven't got any money.
Haven't got any bills?
That's for care institution.
No.
I don't pay that either. Then copper, that's for, that's two different things, but
Not pauper, care of institution, juveniles.
you wanna know how much we pay?
Zero?
No, pay some every month.
That's confusing me.
I thought
I
you
don't want
wanted,
pauper, I want care
I
of
thought you wanted
institution.
the pauper balance.
No. I already know that's zero. We're out. I know. I want my money back from general land.
Yeah, Lisa's right.
Tell me to transfer it and I will, but it still won't be a zero.
Here, Lisa.
So currently,
I'm just curious what it is.
we appropriated 212,000. We have spent 131, 148. So we have 80,851.85.
And part of that problem is they can't find beds.
Sharpen
Yeah,
your
and it's
pencils.
outrageous.
Get you back in the morning, right?
Well, hold on a second. I need to know, like, right now, if you guys think that you're gonna get this done tomorrow, or if you need Friday. Because if you need Friday, then I need to advertise it today. And the last thing I wanna
can't come
do,
Friday.
I can't either.
so that
Can't be
means
here. We have to stay as long as it takes.
balls to the wall
You
tomorrow.
guys have the meeting tomorrow.
We have a meeting tomorrow, so we could technically
Temporarily adjourn and come back.
well, with the other meetings there, so we at least need to be
Or
done.
just let that meeting go, cancel it,
Well,
and
if
then
we
do
don't
it
get
48
done,
hour
yeah,
notice,
we
do
can
it again.
temporarily adjourn it and
We could do that.
come back here.
What was on the meeting?
Or we can just say,
Or keep
if
it
it gets to that, and we're at that point, we can just say, we're gonna have to cancel that meeting and come back in 48 hours or whatever next week to do that meeting. You're not gonna be here.
I won't be here. Yeah, that's fine.
If we had to do that, we could do
I
that.
mean, why does we,
You don't wanna do that. I mean, I don't wanna do it either, but we might have to. I don't-
I mean, I think we're pretty good.
Go home and do your homework.
The general fund's what we need to look at.
You could advertise a meeting for like, well, that wouldn't work. You're gonna be going on, like Monday or whatever.
Is Kim, you're not gonna be here? We'll be there. Yeah.
I'll be
She'll
here.
do it.
Yeah, Kelly's not going. She's-
See, she wants to have
Kelly
meetings. If we had to do that, we could do that.
That's here.
Yeah.
So no Friday, you don't let me advertise for Friday.
I can't do Friday, but if,
I can't either.
Okay, so then I just need to know.
We'll just,
We wouldn't.
I mean, I think we're good in really every fund except for
so
general and.
take your homework home. Think about what you want to do.
Do you want me to remind you guys real quick of where you're at?
No, we have.
On general?
We should. You can remind us, sure. Want me to remind you?
Okay, so as of right now, I'll give you the good news first. Health. We are under budget, $19,051. Hume Bridge, we are under budget, $66,848. Reassessment, we are under budget, $12. General, we are over budget, $132,684. 48? 84? 84. That's a ding on you.
No.
That's your ding, not my ding. 48 was the bridge.
I see it. 1,680.
I think we've done awesome the last 2 days. I think definitely feel a lot better about this budget session than I did last year.
are you going to send us the funds that have changed like you did yesterday?
You want me to send you guys the sheets?
Just the one that has changed? Or are you gonna send them all? I mean, I know you gotta send them in groups.
Really, we need to
Yeah.
look at this overnight. Come up with something.
You know, if you don't wanna send them in groups, you just send
I
the
don't-
one that
I
have
really-
actually changed, or
Yeah, because you really wouldn't need all
we
of them.
wouldn't need all of them.
Okay.
Cause I've got day one, I put them all in the folder, day one budget, and then this is day two. And I'll just put those ones we changed to day two in there.
Okay.
Bring some options.
Yeah.
Bring your ideas.
They need a, for ready to adjourn, I need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Paul,
Keith wanted to do that.
motion by Paul, second by Gail.
He makes.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
He
Motion
makes
carries.
the motion in abstention.
5-0. Keith was not here for the adjournment. I guess he's